That's it. That's exactly what we're doing. We have that green light and we are on. Hey guys, how you going? Set it out on BKR Sport. We are absolutely ready to sit you down, baby. Slow it down for some Canterbury Bulldogs versus Sydney Roosters action. Gee whiz, this is going to be an interesting one because the Roosters have actually come into a bit of form recently. Yeah, no, they're flying. I'm going to put my phone on the mute. I'm going to put it on the mute del mundos. And we're going to get back over here. But yeah, the Roosters have been on a little bit of form recently, whilst the Dogs are obviously top of the table. So this is going to be a game, I would assume, that's going to be a lot better than the last piece of shit game that we just seen between the Newcastle Knights and the Parramatta Eels, where the Eels won 28-6, which keeps them in, well, they're still winning 28-6, sorry, there's a minute and a half to go that game. I decided not to stream that game because I would rather fist myself with a cactus, to be completely honest with you. But getting back to the Roosters here, we go into their recent form. And they beat the Dolphins 36-26. They had a bye last week. They beat the Dolphins 36-26 Magic Round. Beat the Dragons 46-18. So I say they're in a little bit of form, but maybe not so much because they actually lost 40-12 the week before that to the Panthers, who are pretty low on the table. Did beat the Broncos 26-16, but did lose the Rabbitohs 20-14. So maybe their form is a little bit unjustified to say they're in some red hot form. They are scoring a lot of points, still giving up quite a few points though. However, the Roosters, I think that they've jumped from like second last area to ninth place, but that's quite literally 2 points difference between ninth and last place right now because the Eels have just won to make them along the 8-point triple brigade. So the Roosters' form is good in the last couple of weeks, but also maybe a little bit of a they've got 6 points, but one of those 2 points was a bye. So maybe it's not as good as you would have thought, as I thought coming into this game. And it was against the Dolphins and the Dragons, who definitely aren't two teams of the peak nature. Like, I guess what they're about to come into with 3 games. In the next 3 games, they play the Dogs, the Sharks, and the Raiders. So I'm kind of full of shit right now. Their form is good, but against who? This will be the test for them tonight, right? And the Bulldogs, like I said, they're in first position, man. So they're flying at the moment. However, they have looked a little bit shaky recently comparatively. Obviously lost 34-0 in the first half to the Broncos a few weeks back, which was not a good sign. They lost that game 42-18. Yes, they beat the Titans 38-18, and they beat the Raiders 32-20. Titans game is whatever. Titans are down bottom 4, like always. But the Raiders game was interesting because the Raiders went up 20-0. Last week was the comeback round for all the different teams, right? So the Raiders went up 20-0, and the Bulldogs came flying home and won that game. Now, you can look at that for sure and say, damn, that's a huge result there for the Dogs. They were down 20-0 to a good Canberra Raiders team down there in Canberra. That's a good result for them to come back and win that. But you can also look at it and say, well, shit, they shouldn't have been down 20-0 in the first place. That is a worrying sign that, look, are the Raiders the big-time big dogs yet? Like, are they going to be consistently up the top of the table? Maybe not necessarily. It was a good team. The Raiders are a good team. But the question marks are still there that how can you go down 20-0 in that game, before coming back to win? But the best part about it, and the main focal point, is that they came back and they won that. So I'm not taking that away from them. I am still just going to have a look at that first half and say, well, what was happening here? But let's get into these 2 team lineups here for the day, guys. Obviously, hit that like button and subscribe. And before I do get into these lineups, I do want to say, appreciate you guys for always supporting BKRtravel as well and supporting BKR Sport. Obviously, travel is a very new concept for me. I've been doing sport for a very long time now, but the travel side of things, I'm brand new in. So I would really appreciate it if you could go and check out BKRtravel. The latest video that I put out today was the Holi Festival, and it was a really good time there in India. And I want to see kind of if that's what you guys think of that kind of content. I guess I'm a little bit feel like a little bit of a pretender, so I'd love to see if you guys enjoy that kind of content, enjoy those travel vlogs and traveling around the world and whatnot. And this one specifically was in India. So if you haven't gone and subscribed yet, I would appreciate that, just because on the basis that I'm brand new to it, I'm like a freshie, son. I'm like a little freshie, man. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying. I'm giving it a crack. So just let me know what your thoughts of the vlog are after this stream, of course, because you're going to watch this game here first. But all right, the Bulldogs, they come into this game in first position. The Roosters come into this game from 9th position, and this is at a core stadium in Sydney. Now, the ins here for the Doggies, Blake Taaffe and Luke Smith, with the outs being Blake Wilson and Jamin Salmon. He had a good moment last week, didn't he? Now, the fullback is kind of Tracy, with the wingers Jacob Kiraz and Marcelo Montoya. Centres of Bronson Terry and Stephen Crichton, who is the captain. You go to the 5'8", Matt Burton, with the halfback being the sexiest Sexton that you ever did see Sexton. Toby Sexton, with the front row forwards being Maxi King and Daniel Soluka Fafita. Number 9 is Reid Marnie. Back row of Viliami Kikau and Harry Hayes, with the 13 Kurt Mann. The interchange is Bailey Hayward, Curtis Marin, Lipoi Hopoi, and also Luke Smith, with the 18th minute replacement being Blake Tav, and Cameron Serraldo is the coach. It's a solid Dogs team, until they just continue. It's as simple as that. Until they continue to continue, there's always going to be people saying, including myself, they're going to be like, well, are they going to be there when it counts at the back end? Because we did see last year where they were very good and then kind of fell apart against Manly in that first round at Accor Stadium, I think it was. Yeah, it was. It was at Accor Stadium. Look, it was a great game, fantastic game. I just want to see the Dogs continue on with it, right? Because they've got a good team. This 1 through 5 is fantastic. The 6 and 7 is obviously there's a bit of a question mark there, but they're doing the job, and Toby is having a great year in the 7. Their forwards maybe a little bit how you're going overall, but they've still got some X factor there with some solidity. Still think they're just waiting for that main front row forward, that main prop. I think Max King is a fantastic kind of second man in charge, like a Moses Leota to a James Fisher-Harris to the Panthers, but I would like to see another big-time prop there. And that's no offense to Daniel Saluka Fafita. I just don't think that he's the main guy there, and I think I would prefer Max King starting alongside. They're getting Leo Thompson, I guess, from the Knights next year, so that will be a huge in there, big in for the Dogs. So, look, I think next year is a huge charge. Obviously, they're going to charge this year for the title, but next year is a huge charge when they do really get that, hopefully, leadership role in that prop department, in my opinion. Now, you go to the infield of the Roosters, Lindsay Collins, with the out being Celeste Feketi. The fullback is James Tedesco, who is the captain, with the wingers Daniel Tupou and Mark Nwanganetawase. Centres of Billy Smith and Robert Toya. You go to the 5'8", Sandon Smith, with the halfback Hugo Savala. The props are Spencer Lenu and Nafahu White, and the number 9 is Connor Watson. Back row of Angus Crichton and Siwa Wong. The 13 is Victor Radley, with the interchange being Zach Docker-Clay, Egan Butcher, Blake Steep, and Lindsay Collins. 18th man replacement is Ethan King, and Trent Robertson is the coach. They have had a very tumultuous start to this season. I do think that 9th is a little bit of a facade right now. I think there's still a long way to prove here for the Roosters, that they are back up there amongst the best. I know that, Roosters fans are going off saying, here we are, we're coming. It's like, well, you're only 2 points off last. So let's just remember this. You still are only 2 points off of last position right now. And I've only just recognised this now. So maybe a few Roosters fans have only just recognised this when I've been saying this too, to be fair. But look, again, they've won a couple of games. It's good for them. It's better than the start of their season, which they were just awful in. And usually they do start seasons quite slow before finishing off relatively strong. I still think that there is a lot of problems with this Roosters team, though, long term. And that's why I still will take the Bulldogs here today. But I do think that there is a little bit of a sniff that the Roosters could get up for it, just based off of the fact they're on a bit of a roll right now. When the Roosters are on a roll, you do kind of expect them to continue, but this isn't that same Roosters team that you would usually expect them to continue with. Like, this is still a team that has a superior amount of question marks, man. So, yeah, look, I'm interested to see how this game does go today, and if the Roosters can maintain this little bit of form. But I will take the Dogs on the basis that I think I know a bit more about them. But with that being said, the NRL this year, it's usually tip against the favourite, and the Dogs would be the favourites today. They would have to be the favourites today after their comeback win last week and their win over the Titans, and the fact they're in first place, right? So I guess that Broncos game is well on the back of the mind right now. It's not necessarily something that too many people would be thinking about, but that obviously did happen a few weeks ago. Outside of that, I just think the Dogs should be the better outfit here today. But anything can happen, man, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was an upset. Now, in regards to the ladder here quickly, the Roosters are in 9th position. They're on equal 10 points with the Broncos, Manly, the Tigers, and also the Rabbitohs. They're only 1 point above the Panthers due to that Panthers draw last week with the Cowboys. And like I said, they're only 2 points behind the Dolphins. 2 points in front of the Dolphins, Dragons, Knights, Titans, and the Eels. So, like I said, they are 2 points out of last position, despite being in 9th. And all the way up into 7th position, where the Broncos are, the Broncos on 10 points, like Manly, Roosters, Tigers, and whatnot, they're also 2 points away from in last position. So that's how close this competition is this year. Everyone is still in with the jams at the spoon. And it's crazy. Usually by this point of the year, you'd see the team in last and second last have like 1 win. All the teams down there have like 3 wins. Dolphins have 4 wins. They haven't had a bye yet. So, and also the same thing with the Panthers, haven't had a bye. Same with the Rabbitohs and also the Tigers. So, oh wait, have they had a bye? No, they haven't had a bye yet. So, that's a benefit to them. But the point of the matter is that even from first to last is only 10 points. which is just ridiculous after, 10 rounds, right? That's ridiculous to look at. So anyway, the point is, if the Roosters lose this game today, they're on a minus 42 points differential. So they are in a world of pain points differential-wise. If they lose by 2 points or more, they'll go below the Tigers tonight into 10th, who are minus 44. They would have to lose by 20 points or more to go below the Rabbitohs. Now, the Tigers and the Rabbitohs this week play each other, so one of those two teams will go above them. Then also with the Panthers, if they've got the bye, so they would go above them. I'm pretty certain if I refresh this, the Panthers would probably have already been given their points. Maybe not. No, because they're on 7, now they're on 9. So don't worry, the Panthers cannot go above the Roosters this week. The Dolphins, they play the Warriors. If the Dolphins would win, the Roosters would drop below them because they've got a plus 10. The Dragons have a minus 15. They play the Broncos. If the Dragons won, they would go above them. The Knights have a minus 52. No, they've got much worse now. They just lost to the Eels. The Titans are on minus 84. Eels, don't worry about them because they've just equaled up with the 8s. But minus 84. So that means the Roosters would have to lose by about 42 points here to go below the Titans. And that's what I'm saying. They're in 9th position. They can finish as low as like 15th, 16th. So that tells you that tells you everything you need to know. They cannot go below the Panthers though because they have the bye. But if the Dolphins, the Dragons, the Titans, and the Dolphins, Dragons, and Titans win, they can go down to about probably 14th or so. But that's still bottom 4, which tells you enough about this season. Roosters, if they win though, they would go above Manly for now, and also the Broncos. They would also jump up the Cowboys on 11 points. They would go equal with the Sharks from plus 65. So I don't think a minus 42 is getting anywhere close to plus 65. But if you win by 100, well, there you go. You're above them. So don't think that's going to be happening. But again, there's teams above them that probably are going to win this week. Like Manly Cowboys be a good game. One of those two teams will win, so they'll go back above the Roosters. The Broncos play the Dragons. You'd expect the Broncos to win. And no matter what the Sharks play against the Storm, if they lose by a big margin, they're not losing by over 100 points. So the highest the Roosters can get is basically 8th position. It's basically 8th position, unless the Broncos lose the Dragons, which really shouldn't be happening, but then they go into 7th. On the other side of the table, the Bulldogs are in first on 18 points. They've got a plus 106 points differential, which is huge. Not the best points differential, though. The Storm have that with plus 140. The Dogs win. They go 4 points clear at the top of the table until the Warriors obviously play the Dolphins tomorrow, I think that is. I can't remember if it's tomorrow or Sunday. But the Bulldogs would go to 20 points. If they were to, so that means they would be well clear, top of the table. But still, if the Warriors were to win, they would be back within 2. If the Bulldogs lose, though, they're not going to be going into 2nd position. But if the Warriors then go and beat the Dolphins, they would be equal first with the Bulldogs. Just that points differential of plus 1 is absolute dog shit for the Warriors. Considering they're in 2nd, them and the Cowboys have poor differentials in the top 8. Minus 14 for the Cowboys and plus 1 for the Warriors is so susceptible. It is so doable for other teams to just jump them very, very quickly. So they've got to be very careful about that, the Warriors. But the Bulldogs aren't going to be moving out of first. But if they do lose, then there is a chance next week that they would drop out of that first place position. But there you go, guys. That's our thoughts about the game tonight. I am tipping the Dogs, but I just think it's going to be a great game, man. So I'm looking forward to it. Let's see how it goes. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here, and yeah, definitely go check out that BK travel vlog because I'd love to see what your thoughts are about the travel content. For Tui Hausia says Roosters 32, Bulldogs 0. Don't know about that one for Tui, but good luck. Olivia Reed with the $8 redo donation. Get around you, Olivia. Appreciate you as always. Another day, another dono. Happy weekend, everyone. Happy weekend. It is, oh yeah, it is Friday, isn't it? Jeez, this fitness class has been wrecking me. So I actually just forget about the days, to be fair. I truly do. I just, I forget about all the days. Yeah, it is. It's 5 p.m. here. In the Thailand. All right, let me just change this date and time so that it actually, I don't need to. Again, I realised once I left India, for some reason, that doesn't need updating anymore. But thank you very much, Olivia, for your donation. Hagar Daz says Chooks 38, Dogs 14. A couple of Chooks fans definitely in the building if they're thinking they're going to get that massive win, especially when this is a Dogs home game. Brock Sports says hello. Hello, sir. Jace is kinky. What's kinky? What have I done? Breton says Knights worst team in the comp. Yeah. On a power ranking system, you'd definitely be giving them the worst team of the comp right now, man. I'm glad I didn't watch that last game. I did kind of briefly watch it, but I had a Muay Thai and boxing thing that I preferred to prioritise, and I'm glad I did, to be fair. So, yeah, look, on a power ranking system, man, I think you and I both know that the Knights are in 17th, and that's saying something considering the Titans are as bad as they are, and the Eels don't care about the last game. They're still pretty damn well bad. But, you know, at the end of the day, the Knights have been just dreadful so far this season, and I don't even think one of those a streak could do them well, considering how close the competition is, but you know, is this what the Knights fans want? Do the Knights fans just want to sit there and watch their team suck at the beginning of the year, come close at the end of the year, get into the finals and get knocked out first round or second round? Like, don't you want to win a competition? So that's my biggest problem with Adam O'Brien. I don't think he can get you past that point. They may go on a run at some point, but that doesn't mean shit, really, because at the end of the day, you want to win a comp. Call Strike says, woo, Olivia. Yeah, get around, Olivia. Piers Man says, maybe the Chooks are up for this one. I like the Dogs, but still think they're a little slim in the props department. I agree. I do agree. Jay says, your statement about the cactus. Yeah, well, I probably would prefer that than watching that Knights Eels game. I'm not even going to lie. Call Strike says, I love Thai food so much. Thai food is great. I'm on a strict diet plan here, but the food here has been amazing. Like, I'm looking forward to dinner again tonight. Like, the food here has been really, really good. Not the Thai food that you're thinking of. It's just super healthy food with a bit of a Thai twist. But yeah, this content will come out on BKRtravel as well. Probably in about a month and a bit's time after the India content comes out. So you'll get to see, yeah, we do like 4 or 5 workouts a day, bro. It's full on. It's full on. Lanal says, let's go to Roosters. Watching from Ley in Papua New Guinea. Get around you from Papua New Guinea. Appreciate you, Lanal. But the Bulldogs will kick this ball off, and it will be the Roosters starting off with the ball. They get the ball at the 5 through Daniel Tupou. Off to, that's a bopper, Spencer Leniu. That is a bop and run from Spencer Leniu to the 18 first tackle. He's lost the ball. Oh my gosh. He lost the ball. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Spencer Leniu. You're shitting me, bud. You're shitting me. You're shitting me. You're shitting me, Spencer Leniu. Gee, I tell you what, Jay forgot to tell me the score again. Unbelievable. I'll just have to go and refresh it myself. Oh, now he says score. Oh, dearie me. Maybe he heard me say that, and that's why I decided to switch it up. Unbelievable, Jay. Truly unbelievable. But knock on there off the first tackle of the game. Spencer Leniu drops it, and it's going to be Dogs ball 20 metres out here from the line. Joe Fun Money says, you'll forget the days, but remember the gains 100%. Oh, bro, I can already feel it. I can already feel it, man. We're only 4 days deep into it, but like I can already feel the adjustments. Like I can't really see it too much just yet, but I can definitely feel the adjustments, that's for sure. So Stephen Crichton with the ball here. First tackle, 20 metres out here from the line. First tackle. Olivia says, I'm finding it hard to keep my eyes open this Arvo. Yeah, well, the Knights Eels game definitely didn't help you in regards to that one. That was in McDonald's Jones Stadium too, isn't it? Was that McDonald's Jones Stadium? Because if it was, geez, I feel for those Knights fans. And I feel for Nilso from What's New in the Castle, because I know he's running a kilometre for every point that the Knights lose by. And he's in for a tough season. Third tackle, so he'd be running 22 kilometres this week because of that. Viliami Kikau, 10 metres out here from the line. 10 metres out from the line. They give it off to Matt Burton, then off to Toby Sexton. Toby Sexton to 15. Gives it underneath, and Kurt Mann will get crunched down 15 metres out. Fit tackle. Let's see how this Roosters defence hold up. And if the Dogs' attack is great, because it still hasn't been unbelievable so far this season. Crichton has knocked the ball on. And that's a Roosters ball to 15. Not a great set there from the Doggies. Not a good set from Doggies. Brent says, I'm glad for you that you didn't watch it. No, I'm glad for you and me that I didn't watch it, because then if you were watching my stream watching it, you would have had a horrible time, Brenton. So, love you, mate, but you wouldn't have wanted me to stream that game, because it would have been a rough one for you. He says, I already read that comment, keep me awake. No. This is a sleep stream. We're about to get into our pajamas and go to bed. Why do the Roosters always knock on the first tackle? I swear this has happened so much. Why are you capitalising everything? Jay says, I was a tad late as usual. At least I'm here, unlike Chili Jam Sam. Yeah, Chili Jam Sam. No, he's a dodgy bloke, that one. He's too busy sending me really dodgy Instagram reels of really weird people in life to tune in for one of these streams. The old skunkle. Yeah, no, scary times. So, fit tackle of the Roosters. They get the ball to the 45 on the Bulldog side of the field, and Hugo Savala whacks that ball up high. It's a good kick. A Rooster's been taken out, but I think that's fine, and the Dogs will get the ball here at the 15. Strange Dogs Life says, I personally go for the Rabbitohs, but I like the Bulldogs as my second team. No, you do not like the Bulldogs as your second team. You may have a soft spot for the Dogs, but also there's no such thing as a second team. I get around the Sharks as a soft spot team for my mum, but I will never call them my second team. There's only 17 teams in this competition, man. Like, you can't have two teams. But if you have like a soft spot team that when they're not playing your team, then sure, you kind of get around them, then go for it. But I will say it's a bit odd as a Rabbitohs fan, because Dogs and Rabbitohs fans don't like each other. They're not the biggest rival in Sydney. Like, Dogs fans, that's going to go out about the 35 here, so the Roosters will get the ball 35 out. Not a great start here for the Dogs, considering they started off with that Roosters knock on. But like, it's an interesting choice. I would say the Dogs and Eels have a big rivalry in Dogs and Manly, and probably even Dogs Roosters, but Dogs Rabbitohs still aren't big fans of each other, so it is very interesting that you've decided to choose that. It's like being a Cowboys and a Broncos fan. A little bit different with Origin, I guess. But it will be like being a maybe Sharks and Dragons fan, or Panthers and Eels fan. I get the locality part of it all, but I feel like that's a bit odd to support as a soft spot team, another team within your city. So the Roosters now, third tackle at the 40. They give it out to Tedesco. Tedesco gives it off to Billy Smith, and he'll be taken down to the 30 on fourth tackle. Brenton says, we haven't won a home game yet. That's crazy, especially considering you're hoodoo over us, and even we beat you down there. Like, so that is wild. So fifth tackle now, and that's not a shot at you. That's just me pointing out an observation. And I'll knock this ball back at the Roosters. They'll flick it across, and it's going to be a good kick through from Siwa. Wong! Oh, that's going to be a dropout. Dropout. There you go. So that's going to be a dropout coming up here from the Bulldogs to the Roosters. Gavin says, saw you having a run jog the other down the main road in Hua Hin. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Because I haven't gone from a run jog on the main road. So no, you didn't. You might have seen me walking though. I went for a walk last night down past like the Tamarind Market and whatnot. I don't really get time to go out during the day at the moment because of all the fitness stuff. Good short drop out there from the Dogs, but the Roosters will still get this ball here at the 30 on first tackle. What part of Hua Hin are you in, Gavin? Like, are you up more near the main strip? I'm kind of closer to like Nong K. Is it Nong K? Is that what it's called? I think it's Nong K. That is a little bit south. I'm kind of closer to there. I'm not in like the main drag. Walking then. What day? What day, Gavin? Hey? What day? You sure you saw me? Why don't you say hello? Am I that scary of a bloke? Dear me. Fourth tackle at the 10. Tedesco now. He'll get it off to Nafahu White. Nafahu White's 3 meters away from the line. Fifth tackle. Definitely wasn't jogging, brother. Because I would be too tired to do that. Roosters, right hand side, off to the wing. Mark no one going to Wassey. Try time for the Roosters. It's 4-0 with the kick to come. Try time for the Roosters, 4-0 with a kick to come, and the Doggies, their first half woes are continuing right now. They had a brilliant opportunity with the Roosters getting the knock on their own first tackle on the first set of the game, and couldn't do anything about it. The Dogs since then haven't been anything spectacular. The Roosters got the other end of the field, and they will score in the corner to make it 4-0 here with a kick to come through Mark Nawongan and Tawase. Seb Watkins has followed him, but didn't ask for an autograph. Mate, Seb, you wouldn't only ask for an autograph if you saw me. You'd ask for a photo, an autograph, and a kiss, you sicko. That's what you'd do. Gavin says, think yesterday or day before I was driving, same area, you were wearing running attire. Wearing running attire? Are you sure you're thinking... Maybe you might have seen somebody else and just thought it was me, brother. I don't know. Or maybe... Was I coming back from... Was I with somebody else? Or was it just me crossing the road? I say a kilometre south of Hua Hin Beach. Oh, so you're kind of near me. You know where Palapon is. You know where Palapon is. Blazing activewear. Jay, don't get too excited, alright? Don't get too excited. Jessica El Saleh says Bulldogs 26, Roosters 14. Well, the Roosters have got 4 points already of that 14, so it's going to be a nerve-wracking wait here to see if the Dogs can turn this around, because they did it last week, and they've done it before, but you can't rely on the comeback. I said this in Chicago Bulls streams many, many a times. Hold on. Kick here from Sanders Smith, and he will whack that one over the black dot. So that's going to be 6-0 here to the Roosters, 8 minutes into the game here. There's my boy Luca, Bood. Get around, Lukey. We had problems in the past, but he's a good bloke, man. He's a good bloke. Those problems were because of miscommunication. They were miscommunication from somebody else, not because of myself and not because of him. They were miscommunication between the middleman, let's say. So no, he's a good bloke, man. Good to see him on the screen there, banging away on the drums. Yeah, bro, just up the road where the fitness place is. Here 2 more weeks before Vietnam. Oh, good. I'm going to Vietnam probably after this. But I want to come back. I want to come back to, check out Phuket and Bangkok, and I was in Bangkok for like 2 days, and a lot more of this inner area, because I feel like this is there's not much tourists here, man. Like, there's tourists for sure. Spencer Lenu rocks to Luca Fafita. Oh my goodness me. They're going to have to stop the tackle here at, the 20 or so, but Spencer Lenu has been running the ball back hard. I'll shout next time I see you. Yeah, you better, son. You better. Something like Go the Titans or something, Because we're all Titans fans here on the channel, aren't we? Every single one. Jay says Dan Ricardo is also in Hua Hin at the moment, I heard. Well, I'm sorry, that's not actually true that you've heard that. So I'm just checking this. Is there a penalty? Are they calling a penalty here? Because I can hear the crowd getting up and at him. No, surely this is okay. God bless him, I hope he's alright. No, yeah, no, it's fine. I thought they were going to call a penalty because the crowd was reacting like crazy just then. Yep, so Saluka Fafita will come off the field. Bondi Latte Sippers, Negan says, up the mighty Roosters, Lenny, you playing Origin for sure. Dude, I can't believe they're not taking Terrell May. Like, that's wild to me. Like, it is wild. But it's also wilder that he's taking shots at New South Wales on his stream. Like, I understand that you have a platform, brother. I understand that you have the ability to stream and put your mind at ease by talking, like what I do and what we do here. But I'd probably cool it off in regards to doing that and taking the piss out of the state and all that kind of jazz, because it's like, well, that kind of proves why you shouldn't be there, because you're very willing and happy to shit on the New South Wales jersey just because you weren't given a spot. And it's like, man, sure, you're a good bloke. I'm sure Terrell May is a good bloke and he definitely deserved a spot, but like, it's just so disrespectful to tell him to what was it, to burn the jersey or something, or throw the jersey away. Sorry, probably should be clarified. Don't take me word for word, but I just disagree with how Terrell May has reacted online on the social media platform to not being selected. It's like, just man up, bro. You've got a good job ahead of you. You are a good player. Game 2 comes around, you could get in again. But if I'm the coach, I don't select you in Game 2 now because of the way you acted beforehand. So the Dogs now will get taken down here at 30. If I'm the coach, I don't select you. I've got plenty of other good forwards there. I don't believe they may be as good as you. But if you're going to say throw the jersey away or throw the jersey in the bin, like, then I'm just going to say, well, fuck you, dude. Like, you don't deserve to wear the jersey for the state. So I just think that some people need to recognize and understand that maybe social media, yeah, sure, have your say and have your opinion, but that doesn't mean that you should be freewheeling with that said opinion when it's coming to being selected. Gavin says, Hillhin is so cool, bro, especially that area where you are, super chilled. Yeah, a lot less busy than, obviously, like Bangkok for starters, but also up further, back, towards Hillhin Beach. Second tackle now here for the Roosters at the 28. And if you guys disagree with me, tell me why I'm wrong. If you disagree with what I just said there about Terrell May, please tell me why I'm wrong. 10 minutes into the game here, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe if you are new around here. Seb Watson says, May over Spencer all day for me. I would personally go with Terrell May. I think that he's a lot less of a risk discipline-wise than Spencer Leniu. But that doesn't mean I disagree with Spencer Leniu being selected, but I just think that it's a bit rough to be seeing. Yeah, I would personally go Terrell May over Spencer Leniu just on the discipline factor. But again, you'd have to be doing a good bit of apologising for the way you carried on about, telling someone to throw their jersey in the bin or whatever. Gavin says, still the best sunrise I've ever seen in 70 countries. Get up at 5 a.m. and check it on the beach, Blaze. I've meant to be walking at like 6 a.m. I haven't gotten up for that one just at the moment. Full tackle now at the 32. Jared Farm Money says, Terrell said to chuck it in the bin. Thank you, Jared, for clarifying that one, because I didn't want to get it wrong. Burning is a whole different... Oh, that's a 40-20 attempt. Is that 40-20? Is that a 40-20 for the Dogs? It is. That's a 40-20 there from Matt Burt. That's a huge kick. That is a huge kick. Oh, no. It's going to be just short. They're going to say it's out of 21. Damn. I thought that went over. I thought that might have just clipped across. I would nearly challenge this. Oh, you're never going to be able to overturn that, though. I would challenge that. I think that was a 40-20, but they're not going to do it, and it's going to be Roosters ball now at the 28. Jared Farmmoney says, last week May was causing a stir with his recent vlog, and now his Twitch stream this week. Just a reminder that we've got to be careful with what we post online. Absolutely. And I also will clarify as well, if anyone gets offended or upset about anything that gets said by me or people in the chat and whatnot, like, at the end of the day, this is all banter, and we have a good laugh and we talk a lot of shit, but we also get quite serious at times too about the game. So you just got to kind of read the room. And I guess that Terrell didn't necessarily read the room in regards to how that would be perceived by the online world. Like, if you're playing for the Titans, if that was a Titans player who said that, I would roast the living shit out of you online. Like, I don't care. Like, because obviously you don't care enough about the club. If you're going to say to put the jersey in the bin, oh, Colin Tracy crunched there by Siwa Wong. First tackle now for the Dogs, and they're going to be 15 metres out from their own line. I'd roast the shit out of you, and deservedly so. Even if I knew you, because at the end of the day, you care about the jersey, you care about the state, care about what it represents. Telling someone to throw it in the bin is just so disrespectful to the state. And I'm not even a blue. I'm just thinking about if it was a Queenslander. So Matt Burton's going for another 40-20 here. Oh, but they knock it back in here to Tedesco and brings it back to the 5. May jealousy can't take a bench spot over Leniu. So who were their front row forwards this year for the Blues? They got Payne Haas, obviously. Who's the other front row forward? Jay says, May is lucky. Is that vlog still out where he said that, Brenton? I don't know, to be honest. I didn't see the vlog. I saw the Twitch stream because of best sport. Daniel Tupou gets the ball away. He's at the 50, the 40, the 35, and taken down. Third tackle. The Roosters are all over the Doggies right now. The Dogs are not good first half team. They are just simply not a good first half team based on recent events. Fourth tackle now at the 20 here for the Roosters. Connor Watson. He's going to roll it out to the right-hand side. Gives it off to Hugo Savala, and then Fahu Wai. He'll be taken down 15 metres away here from the line. Sorry, that's not Fahu Wai. That was Siwa Wong. Off to Savala. Kicks it through. That's going to be a dropout. Dropout coming up here. Oh, we'll get into this, Olivia. So it's going to be a dropout from the Dogs to the Roosters. Olivia says, watch out, Buck. Peter are coming for you. Hey, Peter, can you please shut your mouth? Like, truly. Yeah, I can't believe this is even a thing that Peter thinks it's going to come in and tell the Brisbane Broncos to remove Buck. Buck is a long-standing tradition. There is nothing wrong with Buck. Like, I'm sorry, if we were seeing Buck getting murdered on the middle of Suncorp Stadium, okay, sure, I can see your problem. But Buck is a well-renowned, loved horse in the city of Brisbane that gets treated phenomenally, and everyone's celebrating the horse as it's going around. What is your problem with a horse representing the team going around the stadium? What is the actual problem, you numpties? Like, what's the actual problem? And what's this Bronco boomerang? The fuck you doing? Just shush, man. Like, I don't understand why they've made a problem out of this. So it's going to be Spencer Leniu now. 3 minutes out from the line for the Roosters. Fourth tackle. Connor Watson. He'll give it out to Sanders Smith. Then off to Hugo Savala. And Savala will be taking down 5 meters out. This might be 6 again. It's going to be a penalty instead. They might go for the 2 here. I would go for the 2 here in a game like this. Make it 8-0. Seb Watson says, do you still need someone off the bench for 15 or 20 minutes a game? Need more mins for me. What are you saying? No, the game isn't... Well, what are you actually... Oh, sorry, I want to clarify what you're actually asking there. Feels like a contest between Barnett and Leniu, I think. Oh, you can't be starting Leniu. Surely, I think Terrell May has outshone both Barnett and Leniu, but I can understand why you'd pick and stick with the same team from last year in regards to Barnett. Buck says, I'm looking forward to the Brisbane Boomerangs. What a dumb suggestion. Whoever thought... I don't think that they genuinely thought anything was going to come of this. But then again, we have seen the Cleveland Indians in America have to change their name because of people saying that it was a racial terminology, even though the local Indian tribes and whatnot all said, no, we don't find it offensive. Same thing happened with the Washington Redskins. The local Indian tribes said that there was nothing wrong with the name. It wasn't actually it wasn't the Indigenous who were having a problem with it. It was actually just other people having a problem with it, which doesn't make any sense. It's like if people have a genuine problem with a name, or they have a genuine problem with this horse or whatnot, then explain why, you know. But if you have a genuine problem in regards to those American sports teams, and you are Indigenous, then valid, right? Then valid. Your opinion and perspective is okay, right? Because that's your perspective, that's your opinion. But if you have nothing to do with the local Indian culture of Washington or Cleveland or these places, right? Why are you bringing it up? Because if the actual Indigenous tribe and communities aren't bringing it up, then why are people who have nothing to do with it bringing it up? It doesn't make any sense to me. And another knock on here from the Roosters off the kickoff. Dead said that's twice now already, and yet they're up 8-0. It tells you a lot. Dogs here, 0 tackle at the 25 on the Roosters side of the field. But the same thing goes with Peter. It's like, I don't think that they're actually trying to get the horse removed. I think they're trying to go down a similar route to how those American sports teams did, but I think that ultimately it's a marketing ploy. I think it's a marketing campaign because nobody within Peter is that dumb to think that that horse is being mistreated by being celebrated around the inner workings of Suncorp Stadium after a damn well try. Like, I don't think that anybody believes that that's overworking the horse. I'm sorry. The fourth tackle now at the 4, and I guarantee you it lives a fantastic life. Forward tackle, Reid Marnie. He'll go. Oh, it's a crunching hit from Victor Radley. Wow. That was a huge hit from Radley. Fifth tackle now. 4 metres away, 2 metres away. Reid Marnie, Toby Sexton. Sexton out to Connor Tracy. Connor Tracy kicks it through, and that kick is absolutely dreadful. That is, I'm sorry. No, that wasn't close. It's a drop. It's not a dropout. It's a 7 tackle set coming up here for the Roosters from the 20. Seth says Peter has a problem with the horse. Yeah, well, Peter has no idea what they're talking about. They're just doing a marketing ploy, bro. Dead set. It's just a marketing ploy. There's a captain's challenge. I don't think Sandon Smith touches this, does he? They're saying that Sandon Smith has touched this kick. It's a captain's challenge here from the Dogs. But why do you challenge this when the bunker will review it anyway? Or this is close. This might actually be a touch. But I don't understand why the Dogs have needed to challenge this. It was like the Titans the other day. The bunker will always review these ones. Nah, you're not going to call that. That replay doesn't show shit. I don't think... That replay isn't showing. This might be inconclusive. This first replay looks okay. Yeah, inconclusive. So it's going to be... so the Dogs will get their challenge back. But also, teams need to realise you don't need to challenge these. Because if it will get changed by the bunker regardless. You don't need to throw away a challenge potentially. Why do teams not realise this? Olivia says there's 4 different horses. It's not like it's one horse. I didn't even know that. Olivia says the horse races are much worse. Look at that first. Sure, I agree with that. I understand why people have a complaint with horse races. I don't think anything's going to change, but I can understand why people have an issue with horse races. In regards to a horse walking around a damn well, having a little bit of a trot around Suncorp Stadium, I have a question mark in regards to the authenticity of whatever dickhead has come out and said, oh, this is not okay. So Hugo Savala, great pass. That's going to be a drop ball there from the Roosters. And Viliami kick out now. We'll get the ball and bring it out to the 45. 0 tackle. Seb Watson says, like Spence. Oh, no. Oh, are they saying... I knock on both ways with Dogs with the ball. But yeah, I can understand the legitimate question marks and criticism of horse racing. But in regards to this, there's no legitimate question marks and criticism of horse racing. Where's the knock on for the Dogs come there? Unless Viliami Kikau knocks it on when he goes to ground. I don't know. Nick says Dogs can't get a call. What calls have they deserved? What calls have they deserved? There's no way you can tell me there was conclusive evidence to say that was a touch ball there on the Roosters' return. And it was also inconclusive, so you still get to keep your challenge. What calls have you been missing? Well, you just got a penalty right now. I don't know what you're talking. What game you're watching, brother? So a penalty here for the Dogs, and they'll get this ball from the 40, and they'll get inside the attacking half. What calls are you asking for? I haven't seen too much wrong from Ashley Klein so far. I'm just trying to figure out. Like, Dogs can't get a call. What have they deserved to get? Well, you don't just magically come up with calls unless you're asking the referees to circle jerk you. Because there's no way that was conclusive evidence that he touched that ball. So 20 minutes gone in the first half, 20 minutes to go of the first half. Hit that like button and subscribe if you are new around here. What about the Tigers, Sharks, Eels, Bulldogs? Well, I think they're going to drop the ball, but it goes backwards. I think that the biggest issue is that the Bronco is actually just a legitimate horse. There's no actual shark at Shark Park. There's not an actual bloody tiger. Can you imagine the Panthers versus Tigers game? If you had a legitimate panther and a legitimate tiger walking around the field, that'd be fun. That'd be good fun. Kurt Mann here with a good run to the 10, fit tackle. So Reid Marnie off to Toby Sexton. He'll get this ball across. Decent enough kick in an okay area. Kiraz grabs it, and he will probably get wrapped up there, and he will. So it's going to be Roosters' ball here at the 9. Good defense there from the Chooks. They've had good defense so far in this game. But don't think this game is over by any means, man. They came back from 20-0 down last week. You know what? I would actually turn up to a Panthers versus Tigers game just for the mascots if that was the case. I wouldn't even go for the footy. I'd leave. I'd leave after we see the Panther versus Tiger. Hey, Peter, you going to come for me for saying that? Well, I'm in Thailand, mate. Good luck. Good luck, Amundos. Andrew says, hello, what do the Titans and Eels have in common? Not much, mate, because you're in 7/8. So we are not last and you are last. We have a lot more in common with the Newcastle Knights, who are also not last. We have a lot in common with about, 16 other teams. 15 other teams, sorry. Just not the Eels. Because the Eels are in last, Andrew. Why do you do this to yourself, Andrew? You know I'm going to reply to you with this because I know you're going to say something stupid. Like, oh, the Titans and Eels are now on the same amount of points because they beat the Knights and now, buddy, we're equal last. We're not equal last, mate. You just last. You just last. So I get ahead of you, son. Why do you do this to yourself? Why do you do it? Third tackle of the Dogs, and they'll get this ball here to the 32. Andrew says, we both can beat the Knights. You've changed that answer, but also, correct, but also, not a hard task right now. not a hard task right now. And that's going to be a penalty to the Dogs. It seems like the Dogs are getting a few calls right now, Nick. Seems like the Dogs are getting a few calls. Someone says, what do the PETA want these animals to do that are used for those purposes? Stop for them being used as a representation of a club and just run free around Brisbane. I think that's ultimately what they want to do. Like, oh no, the ball hasn't gone out. Oh, they're going to say it does go out. Nwanga Tawase jumped up and hit the ball back in, but he must have put his foot over the sideline. That ideally would be the case, Seb. It's like in India, like the cows are just roaming free. He did put his foot over the sideline. The cows are just roaming free. There are goats roaming free, There's people with no bloody sensible options in life running free too. So it's going to be second tackle of the Dogs, 10 metres out of the line. I had to really curb what I was going to say just then. Buck says, touchline should be a moat containing unfed, starving sharks. That's a great idea for Sharky Park. That's a fantastic idea for Sharky Park. That'll stop you. That'll stop you from going down the wing so much. The game will be played all down the middle of the field. Now that is an idea and a half. Viliami kick out. That's going to be a... If Nwanga Tawase didn't actually swipe at that, I think that ball goes over the sideline into the shark pit. But it will be a knock on there from Nwanga Tawase as he's trying to stop a try down that right wing. So it's going to be Bulldogs with a fresh set of 6 here at the 10. Andrew, you're still last. No, Brenton, you're right. I'd like to see a shark swing around the field at Shark Park. Manly, they're protected. That eagle flying above, that'd be awesome. I actually would love to see. They do have those eagles in like America that fly and then come back. They should actually do that at Manly, to be fair. They should do that. The old sea eagles. Oh wait, that's not a sea eagle, is it? What is it? No, it's an eagle. Maybe not a sea eagle, but it doesn't matter. Just get an eagle. All right, so right inside Reed Marnie, and now they'll be taken down here 3 metres away here from the line here. The Dogs. Here they go. Here they come. Dogs now, Bailey Hayward off to Max King, and Max King is going to be 5 metres away from the line for tackle. I knew this was coming. Fourth tackle here, 10 metres out. Bailey Hayward kicks it through for himself, and that kick is also absolutely dreadful. So a 7 tackle set coming up here for the Roosters. Andrew says, no, that was the answer, I promise. I haven't looked at the ladder since Penrith was last. Brenton, yes, we are last, but guess what we put on you guys? So what does that say about your team? I can see both sides of the argument here, but also Brenton is very admitting to the fact that his team is shit right now, just like I am very admitting to the fact that my team is very shit right now. You, however, still think your team is going to make the 8, so there is a vast difference here, Mr. Andrew Backhouse. Very vast difference here, my friend. And that is that we have come to terms with the fact that our teams aren't good. You seem to think after beating the Knights that you are going to win the comp. So it's going to be third tackle here for the Roosters, and they're going to be 45 metres away here from the Dogs line. Jay says, Andrew, you need to learn how to be humble after a win, especially being in last place. Correcto mundo. Ding, 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 ding. And fourth tackle here, Angus Crichton with the 40. Buck says, Eels still on the same points as Knights. Only a matter of time before the Knights get drowned. Yep, they are equal on points, but here's the kicker. We use a thing called points differential in rugby league. And points differential means that there is actually no team equal. Just throwing that out there. And the Dogs will grab the ball here at the 15 through Jacob Giraz. Don't know if you guys have heard about this in Zio Parmata. Don't know if you've heard about this, but it is a thing. It is very much a thing. And that thing is points differential. You need to have good points differential. And don't ask the Warriors, the Cowboys about that. Oh, it's going to be a knock on there from the Roosters, I think. No, they're just going to say it was drop ball from the Dogs. The Roosters might... I wouldn't score. I think you're stupid, Roosters. I think you're stupid here. The Roosters have scored a try, and I think they may be stupid for it. I would not have scored. I would deliberately not have scored because they're going to come back and look and see if there's a knock on here. If there is a knock on here, if there is a knock on from the Roosters, then you are stupid for playing on here. If there is... I don't know what that was. But if there was no knock on, this is a great try. I got to clarify that. This is 50-50. If they have... if the player knows that he drops this, so that was knocked on there by the Dogs, that's fine. I want to see further back. How did the ball come so far out the back is my question. This is all fine. There's no problem with this. There's no problem with this. I want to have a look and see... did he knock that ball on as well? Oh, no. There might be 2 knock-ons here. Okay, here we go. Oh, no, it wasn't touched there, so that was fine. That was fine, but then maybe a knock-on from Robert Toya over the line. I don't know why. I thought I saw somebody maybe touch it before. They didn't. So this is going to be... I think he scored. I don't know. This is going to be close, though. This is going to be interesting. Klaus's Dragons will still be in the 8. They're 14th. Klaus. They're 14th, mate. Dragons still in the 8. Dragons? Are you saying that based on my prediction of them being an 8th? This is the problem here, right? The problem is that from 17th until 7th, it's all 2 points difference. So nobody's actually out of it. We take the piss out of Andrew and whatnot all the time, but I think he's knocked this ball on. By the way, that's a knock on. This is a knock on. Like, you've got to call this a knock on. But it's not. Yeah, but it's not. He hasn't regained it. Yeah, it's a no try. So they're going to go up here and they're going to revert it. They're going to revert it. He lost possession, doesn't regain it. You know, if they called that a try, I'd flip my computer and I'd walk out. Because I've seen so many of these called no tries. Hey lads, hey kids, if you're watching, if you're under the age of 17 right now and you're watching, you want to know how to play rugby league, here's an idea. Put it with both hands. Put it down. Unless you know how to put the ball down with one hand. Because Robert Toya has given you a masterclass in how not to put a football down. So no try. No try. So Francis, which team will struggle during State of Origin with players out? Anybody who is already awful, but the Dogs won't lose too many. The Warriors won't really lose any. The Storm will lose a few. The Raiders will lose a couple. Sharks will lose a couple. Cowboys will lose... not many, actually. Who will the Cowboys lose? Broncos will lose a few. Damn, who has got the most? Panthers will lose a lot. Broncos, who plays? Reece Walsh, I doubt, actually gets into the 17 right now with his form so far this season. Plus, isn't he injured right now? So Reece Walsh won't be there. And then you've got the wings of, Jesse Arthurs and someone Cobbo. Cobbo maybe. Cobbo probably. Centres. Who are the centres? You've got... oh, Hamisa will be... no, Hamisa's Dolphins. Katoni Staggs and... Payne Haas, sure, but and Paddy Carrigan, outside of that, not really. It's not like it used to be. Dearden, Nanai, and Reece Robson, yeah. Classes they will be. Class, I put the Dragons in 8th. I put them in 8th, man. I don't necessarily believe they're still a top 8 team, but I did put them in 8th pre-season. It's just a very tough season, man, because teams that you would never expect to win are winning games. Like, for example, tip against the favourite always, and this year... like, the Dogs are the favourites this game. They're down 8-0 right now. Nowhere near game over yet. But the point matter is that always tip against the favourite, and it's usually coming up trumps so far. Jared Farm Money says, who was the Knights player that used to lose the ball every time he tried to score because he kept trying to place it with one hand? That is Akila Tequila Yoate. Akila Tequila Yoate. That's where he bombed a lot. The Fijian flyer. Unbelievable winger in his time, but also could never put a ball down. But an unbelievable winger in his time. If he played in today's day and era, jeez. If he played in a good team. He went to Manly for a bit too and just didn't really get it going. But Akila Yoate was a brilliant winger. Marcy says, Cows have Cotter, Talangi, Nanai, and maybe Dearden, Warriors, Barnett, Origin. Yeah, Warriors aren't ever really going to have too many players out, although they do have Aussie players throughout their team. Second tackle here for the Dogs. They actually got a 7-tackle set from the 20. So second tackle for the Dogs, now third of the 50. Warriors are never really going to have too many out. Cowboys, yeah, you're right, Marcy Playground. Robson too. Cotter, Talangi, Nanai, and also Dearden and Robson. Like, Dearden will make it. Like, they've got Munson, they've got Chez, but I feel like Dearden... Surely you've got him somewhere there. Surely. I don't think Munson's been fantastic for a few years, to be fair. But the Cowboys are probably getting impacted the most. Yeah. Nene may not get in, actually. You're right, Seb. I don't know. That back row position is... Oh, Roosters knock on. How many knock-ons have they made here today? Kings are knock-ons. So Dogs now will get the ball 15 metres out from the line. Reed Marnie, 0 tackle. Didn't play some Munster? It's a great question, man. I don't know what Billy does. Gilbert, Nene, and Sewer. I don't think Billy does that. Like, he already changed it up last year too. Gilbert, when healthy, Billy loves him, so I'm sure he'll play him. Second tackle now for the Dogs and at the 5. We'll actually find out on Monday morning in regards to the Origin teams. So Crichton gives it off into Toby Sexton. Sexton now gives it out to Bailey Hayward. Hayward now underneath, and the Dogs are 10 metres out from the line. Third tackle. 10 minutes to go the first half here, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're new around here. Reed Marnie, Bailey Hayward off to Matt Burton. Gives it out to Bronson Seri, and he'll be taking down 15 metres out from the line. Fourth tackle. Then off to Reed Marnie. He'll get it to Curtis Morin, and it'll be fifth tackle 10 metres away. They haven't made too much inroads here on this defence. Toby Sexton, Stephen Crichton kicks it through, and the Roosters are away, the 20, the 30, the 40, the 50. Geez, they might actually score here. Sandon Smith at the 40, the 30, the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, and Sandon Smith taken down 8 metres out of the line. Great run there from Sandon Smith. Awful kick from Stephen Crichton. And the Roosters, they're going to spread it out right here very quickly, but the Dogs have gotten back on side quicker than the Roosters players have got up. They score here. They score here easy. They got numbers. No, I hate when players come back inside. Oh, dude, it's a pet peeve of mine. You guys know it if you watch enough of my streams. I hate it when you've got when you make a break, they get all the way at the other end of the field. They have a million players out to the right, and a million players out wide. Just pass the ball, and instead, one idiot decides to cut back into the middle of the field because they're selfish. Pass the ball, you score every single time. You had a 3-on-1 situation just then. All right, so the Roosters now 5 metres away from the line. Fourth tackle. Winger was open. Winger and whoever was in the centre was obviously Robert Toyer. Six again here for the Roosters. The centre was obviously Robert Toyer, so there was 2 players on his outside that could have scored 2. His winger and whoever else was there. Out to the right, Savala, they hit the ground. If they don't score here, this is completely on you, Robert Toyer. Nwangana Tawase, 10 metres out from the line now for the Roosters. No one playing dummy. Now they get Toyer into the dummy. Off to Hugo Savala, third tackle. Connor Watson, he'll run it himself. There's a bit of a hole here if he can get through. Couldn't really get through. Gets the offload away. They give it off to Angus Crichton. Crichton to Tedesco. Surely try. Daniel Tupou back onto the inside. Flicks it off. Crichton. Good defense there from the Dogs on the scramble. Fourth tackle, 2 metres away. Short play. Oh, Tedesco's knocked it on. I will go and say 1,000,000,000% of the time, that is on you, Robert Toyer. You pass the ball to whoever was on your centre position and your winger. I know you're the centre. They're going to challenge this here, the Roosters. They're going to say there's a high tackle. This is a good game. This is a really good game between the Dogs and the Roosters. So the Roosters are challenging this for high contact. Marcy Playground, so I heard Billy Slater will win man of the season. So he's dropping it there, and then that's a high tackle. Yep, Lepoi Hapoi will make high contact. This is a penalty, challenge successful. I don't know how you've missed that, Ashley Klein, from your angle. I don't know how Ashley Klein's missed that. Chris Sadaraka says, Wade Egan 14 for Origin, yes or no? No, I think New South Wales has a bit too much going in the... I think they have a great depth, and Wade Egan is fantastic depth, but don't go for the 2, Connor Watson. What are you talking about? It's 8-0, mate. Don't go for the 2, you cat. Go for the try. There's no interesting decision. Connor Watson, go for the try, brother. Yeah, that's exactly right. Connor Watson, no idea why he's saying go for the 2 there. You're up 8-0. Why would you go to 10-0? That makes absolutely no sense. So 8.5 minutes to go here of the first half. They go to the right-hand side now, the Roosters, 2 metres out. This is such a good contest. I know the Dogs haven't scored yet, but it just is a really good contest in this game. kind of was. A lot of the neutrals may not fancy it a great deal, but not neutrals. A lot of the casuals won't fancy it a great deal, but I tell you what, you should. But that's a try for Lindsay Collins right next to the post, and the Roosters will score 12-0 here with the kick to come. Good try there from Lindsay Collins, and good try from the Roosters. They just pumped him and pumped him and pumped him, and they finally get over the line. And Robert Toyer, you're very lucky. You're very lucky, Robert Toyer, because you are the reason it took that long to score. They should have scored a lot earlier, but it took you that long because for some reason you didn't know how to pass the ball. But 12-0 to the Roosters with a kick to come. So, Chris, yeah, I think Wade Egan is a great play, mate. Don't get me wrong. But I just, I don't think that he's going to be getting into the hooker department. And the 14 department, I wouldn't even put it past them to go a 3 halves and potentially even put, they're not going to put a half on the bench. They're not going to put Luai there. I've got Mitchell Moses and Cleary, but I still wouldn't be surprised if they stay with Luai and Cleary. But I would definitely say Moses has to be there. You could even didn't Moses actually originally start his career at the Tigers at fullback? Am I wrong? Hey, Mitchell, Tigers fans. I know you think I hate you, but didn't you play the fullback? Didn't the Tigers play him at fullback originally? Or I might be thinking of just like Munster and Hughes and stuff. What bomb try was worse, Sewer or Toyer? Jaden Sewer. Of course. That turned from 6 points for the Dragons to 6 points for the Tigers. And how much did the Tigers win by? 6. So, Jaden Sewer, 10 times on every day ending in Y. There's not even a question. These rounds are always good to watch, mainly for the players wanting to state their case for Origin. Yeah, I agree. I don't know who's really trying to state their case for Origin these games, though. Lindsay Collins, sure, but he's a staple of the Queensland lineup. Tedesco, maybe, but I don't think they go with Tedesco. I think they've moved on towards the Edwards. There's now Puppy in the conversation, all that kind of stuff. I wouldn't be putting Puppy as a 14 isn't out of the world, but I don't think they do it. Roosters seem to be unbeatable against these dogs. Klaus's Roosters went on are unbeatable. Sure, but you could say that about any team. When any team's on, they're unbeatable. But the Roosters, when they're on good form, yeah, sure. And the Roosters, maybe this is, and I said this is their test. The last 2 games, yes, they had the bye last week. The 2 games before that was against the Dolphins and the Dragons, who aren't test teams. This is a test team, the Dogs. But the Dogs have started to shake in this middle part of the season. That Broncos game for sure. The first half of the Raiders game last week, another knock on even the Roosters. Dogs, you've got to be capitalising on this. The Roosters have made a million knock-ons this game. You have got to be capitalising on this, man. They're giving you every opportunity. They're giving you every opportunity here. You've got to be capitalising on this. Mitchell says, yep, he started as fullback, then moved to 5'8". That's what I was thinking. I meant just bomb bit without the aftermath. Oh no, still every day of the week. Mark says, I bet on the half draw and golden point, ouch. I wouldn't have said there would have been golden point here. But I can understand the thought process. First tackle now at the 35 for the Dogs. Dogs have to be the next ones to score. I know they came back from 20-0 last week, but as I said to you guys on the Bulls streams, as you know, I'm a Chicago Bulls fan, the Bulls were very well known for coming back on teams and falling apart or being massively up and then throwing it away completely, similar to my Gold Coast Titans over the last couple of years. So I would always say it's all well and good that the Bulls come back, but that doesn't mean shit long term because you're not going to come back every single game. You might have this game and that game and this game and that game that go with the comeback, but there's 20 games in between all those. So the 4 games I mentioned, there's going to be 20 to 30 games in between those where you're not going to come back on it and you're just going to look like idiots and it's going to blow out even more. So you can't expect the comeback. Roosters will get the ball here at the 10 and it's going to be at first tackle. You can't expect the comeback. If you expect the comeback, you'll be susceptible to getting blown out by 50. That's not what I'm saying the Dogs will happen here. The Dogs don't win by 50. The Dogs don't lose by 50 here. If they do, gee whiz. But the point of the matter is that if you expect the comeback, it can be a big blowout. 4.5 minutes to go here, third tackle. Speaking of fullbacks, how was Will Candy winning the Dally M race? Great question, Buck. Good player, underrated player. Argued for him against a Sharks fan when I was in Vegas, actually. Wow, how Tedesco held on to that ball. It's impressive. 25 metres out, fit tackle. I think Will Kennedy is a very underrated fullback. However, Dally M, no. Dally M, no. Just no. That's a great kick there from the Roosters, and it's going to be Dogs coming out of their own 10 here. And they'll bring it back now to the 20, first tackle. It's Jesse says, just popping in and say a quick hi. Taking a line bike ride to check out Brentford Stadium. Ah, Mr. Pommy over here. Yeah, Jesse B. You guys would have seen him in some of the vlogs. He's actually a, fun fact, Pom now. Yeah. He is a Pom now. He is from England. He's sending photos on his Instagram of him looking at English flags. Deary me. Deary me. Tell you what, Jesse. How dare I? How dare you, Jesse? How dare you? You know, you may as well, your last name's Barrow, you may as well support Barrow Football Club at this point. Probably better than Tottenham, to be honest with you. Tackle, Matt Burton will kick this ball down to the corner where it's going to be Nwanga Tawase grabbing it. And here we're taking out the 5, first tackle. Seb Watson says, get around the Poms. No, that's not what we do around here, Seb. That's not what we do around here. I actually fear for your life when the Ashes comes up at the end of this year. I don't know where I'll be in the world, but I fear for your life. I do. I fear for you. And it says, hey, enough of this Pom slander. How dare you? Never. There will never be no Pom slander. That's going to be knock on here from the Roosters. They're going to say knock on Roosters here. I actually think they might challenge this. They might say dogs knock on. I think they won't challenge this. So Tupou here. Oh, no, he's definitely lost that ball knock on. Don't challenge that. Jay says they banned the sun in England. That is correct. Sebleton says we will be okay as long as you lot aren't cheating. Okay, well, we won't cheat as long as you don't use mints. How about that? How about that? And here's some advice for you from a team that actually wins a lot. We haven't lost to you guys in like 14 years or 12 years or whatever it is now. Sorry, I lose count how many times we've beaten you. So stay in your crease. So you know that thing called a crease? You're meant to stay in it. That's what it's there for. It's not just there for shits and giggles. You don't just take Instagram photos with it. Oh, wow, there's like a line in the pitch here. No, that's a crease. So you stay in it. You stay in it. Yeah. But then again, morally speaking, you never know. So third tackle here, 3 metres out. England, the king of the moral victories. Oh, William a kick out just shoved Hugo Savala's face there. I don't know what's to go there. Usually that get picked up. So 6 again here for the Dogs. That's a big beneficial call there, the Dogs. Usually that would have been called against the team for shoving him in his face. But sure. So Dogs now, second tackle. They're 3 metres away here from the line. Reed Marnie. He'll go out to the left-hand side. Bailey Hayward, Matt Burton. Burton out to the left, and they're going to drop that ball, and he's going over the sideline for sure. So Roosters will get the ball with about 1:15 to go the first half. Andrew says, JL, have you know it's been wall-to-wall sun for weeks here? That is a lie, Andrew. That is a lie, and I think that you are talking shit. I don't think that anyone in England actually knows what sun looks like. So I think that you are looking at a photo or a painting. I would say that you're probably looking at a painting. Because England is close to Europe, is in Europe. Well, Brexit happened. But, England is close enough to the Italy and the France. And there's some very nice art there. So I think you're looking at a beautiful painting by Pablo. I'm not going to even continue on with this, to be fair. But the point is that I think it's a painting that you're looking at. Third tackle here at the 30. 28 seconds to go here. It's not wrong. It's been studied for months. No, you guys are coming together as a bunch of Englishmen just lying right now. You're just liars. We're just trying to enjoy our time here, watch a game of rugby league. Us honest Aussies, trying to watch an honest game of rugby league, and that's 4 pass. That's a 4 pass, which is not honest from the Roosters. So Dogs will get the ball here with like 9 seconds left. I'd pack the scrum and go for a field goal. Brenton says KPP got binned for shoving Moses tonight. Marcy says Pierce Paul showed he's still a grub tonight. There's 2 different comments right there. And that, my friends, is, I think, half-time. I don't even think the Dogs are going to go for one last little bit. And it's just straight up, it's beautiful. Again, Pom's coming together a lie. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But there you go, guys. Half-time, Roosters lead 14-0. They have been clearly the better team here so far. The Dogs just haven't been good enough. And, what do you want to say? I give you some hope here, Dogs fans. And I say, well, shit, you were down 20-0 to the Raiders last week, who are a much better team than the Roosters. But this is also, you can't expect the comeback. And right now, it's not looking pretty. Nwanga Tawase scored and Lindsay Collins scored. Let's get into a couple of these stats here. Obviously, guys, hit that like button and subscribe. And like I said before at the beginning of the stream, I'm very new to the entirety of travel content and travel videos. And my travel channel over there, BKRtravel, I am completely a freshie. So I'd love if you could check out the vlog after this stream finishes. Go check out the vlog, subscribe to the channel, and let me know if it's good content. Let me know if you enjoy it, kind of deal. Because, yeah, I feel a little bit, it feels so overwhelming to go into a whole new world default of creating different kind of content, which is travel, which isn't structured like sport. So I'd appreciate if people haven't, go over, check it out over there. Let me know the thoughts. There's a new vlog out today from the Holi Festival, which is a massive Hindu festival in India. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts when you do. But all right, let's go quickly into some stats here before I run and grab a drink of water. The possession is 52% to the Roosters, 48% of the Dogs. About a minute separates them in time of possession, 14 minutes to 13 minutes. 84% completion rate here for the Dogs. Okay, so let's just remind you, this game is 14-0 to the Roosters. The Dogs have an 84% completion rate of 16 from 19. That's very good. The Roosters have a 58% completion rate. How the hell are they winning this game? How the hell are you winning this game? 58%, 14 from 24. They have knocked the ball on a bajillion times. How are the Roosters winning this game with a 58% completion rate and they're winning 13 plus currently, 14-0? That is insane. The all runs, 102, especially considering the Dogs at 84% is a really good completion rate. All runs, 102 to the Roosters, 80 to the Dogs, 904 to the Roosters, 509 to the Dogs. That is massively in favour of the Roosters there. It's only 23 runs different, and yet it's over 300, it's 314 run meters different. That is insane. Post-contact meters is 198 to the Dogs, 230 to the Roosters. Actually better in favour of the Dogs there. Line breaks is 3-0 to the Roosters. Tackle breaks is 23-12 to the Roosters. Jeez, this Dogs defence is not holding up. Average set distance is putrid from Canterbury. 31.06 is absolutely diabolical in dry conditions. Whilst the Roosters are at 37.67, which is still not fantastic, but it's on the just up, now it's 38.14, now it's 38.37. It updates at halftime. So 38.37 is on the upper end of average, right? But it's getting to the pretty good area. Whilst the Dogs, 31.06, would never spit at it. Average play the ball speed, 3.31 seconds for the Dogs, 3.33 seconds for the Roosters, so pretty much the exact same, and is decently speedy. It's decently speedy. 6 offloads, 3 Bulldogs way. You've got 86% defusal for the Dogs, 75% to the Roosters. Effective tackle percentage, geez. This is actually not too bad. 87.56 is not great. You know, your basis that you look for is 88%, and the Dogs are at 190 tackles made for 23 missed tackles and 4 ineffective. That's pretty bad, but it's not awful considering how many tackles they've made. But then the Roosters are at 88.1%, so they're just above them. Nothing too spectacular. They're only 0.6 above them with 148 tackles made and 12 missed tackles for 8 ineffective. They've just had to make a lot less tackles. So, yeah, defensively, like they've missed a lot of tackles, but they've also made a lot. So it just means they haven't had an insane amount of ball. But it has been possession-wise very similar. These stats don't really make sense considering. I don't know how a team that has 58% completion rate comparably to 84% completion rate for the team on 0, and then also the effective tackle percentages defensively for both teams is 87.56 and 88.1%. I don't understand how the Roosters have been so dominant in regards to the score. It actually doesn't make any sense. This score doesn't actually make any sense regarding the stats. Negative play. The Roosters have had 11 errors to 3. How are you winning 14-0? 11 errors to 3. Penalties is 2-2 conceded, and inside 10 is 2-1 against the Dogs. You know, Dogs fans, you can't be complaining about anything except for your own play here. Because the defensive statistics of the Roosters isn't actually showing up. Like, the eye test is it's very good. But it's fine here. It's fine. I don't understand this stat line with the score. It just doesn't make any sense, dude. It doesn't make any sense. But there you go. That's the stats of halftime. Game's still completely on, but damn, if the Roosters can hold the ball, they might win by a lot more. Andy says, Brenton, guess what? You gave a million 6 agains before he got binned. Seb Watson says, on track for the hottest, driest spring ever. Oh, dude, mate, I'm in Thailand, bro. It is humid. Wait, you're talking about the vlogs so far? Yeah, Andrew, I put a new vlog out today from Holi, because I think they've been good vlogs and I wouldn't change much. So those vlogs were in a different style. I put out a new vlog today, which was a bit of a longer one, but it was at the Holi Festival, which was great fun. So that's the one that I've linked in the chat, the BKRtravel pinned comment in the chat. That's the one I've linked. So definitely go and check it out after this, because it goes for a decent amount of time. Jack Lewis has got Dogs to win in my ACCA. Is this game over or still game on? Roosters' defence looks very good tonight. I would say it's not game over. The Dogs came back from 20-0 down against the Raiders last week in Canberra, but also the Roosters are more consistent historically wise in recent history too. That I would say that it's harder to come back on them than against the Raiders, who have been a very up and down team over the last however long. Fuck this ad right now. The Telstra ad has come on. I just want to really emphasize that I hate that ad. I really, really hate that ad. I hate this idiot whistling. I hate him. I hate him. Jason puts the vlog up 10 minutes before the live starts. Hey, listen, sue me. How about that? How about that? You know, it's what it is. You know, it's what it is. You know, you can look at it straight after you watch my beautiful face for a couple of hours. You can go straight on and watch a nice little beautiful vlog. A nice little beautiful vlog of me enjoying my time at Holi Festival. You know, and trying to get into some rando's car. The funny thing is in India, right, is that with Uber, you need Uber. But with Uber, it gives you the license plate, as you know. But the license plates in India are very similar. So I, in this vlog, tried to get into some random's car. It wasn't my Uber. It was just some random dude sitting in the front seat. So, yeah, that is Everett TV guide. Stop it. But yeah, in India it was very interesting. So if you watch that vlog, then you'll see what I mean. I tried to get in some rando's car. Himanshu says, "Hey mate, hello Himanshu. Well, we're just talking about my most recent India vlog over in the BKRtravel video. You probably will enjoy it. It's from me at Holi Festival. It's in the pinned comment." Beers Man says, "Wet weather is dogs' kryptonite. It ain't raining down, but they're getting pushed back like they have no cleats on." Casey says, "Missed you last week for the Titans game. Was a good comeback. Was a great comeback. Got to watch it, but I had a bit going on in India at the time as I was trying to fly from Delhi to Bangkok. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that. But I actually flew out of Delhi that night. No, I didn't. No, I flew out of Udaipur that night. Sorry. But yeah, it was pretty hectic. But I did get to watch it. It was beautiful comeback. Beautiful, mate. Beautiful. But I don't think Brenton Eslick wants to hear too much about that just at the moment after his team just got beat by about 100 by Zipadamata of his squeals. Marcy says, "What's the point of 4 on the bench and still having De Groot? They have Randall and Verrills already because Foreign brings experience and we need Foreign right now, to be completely honest with you in a lot of ways. So yeah, we need Foz. We need the Foz right now." Casey says, "Worst ad in history. That whistle lives in my head rent free and I hate it." Yeah, it's disgusting. It's a disgusting ad. It's funny. I watched my boy Fareed, Hectic Fred. He was just going off about that origin call for the first try last night for Queensland. He was going off about it. He was ripping into the bunker and he was so angry. And then the ad played and he just lost it. He just lost it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to quickly run and grab myself a bottle of water. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. I'll be back in just a few moments because the game will start in a couple minutes' time. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe. I'll be back in a second. I was trying to do like a cross, but I just couldn't do it because it's like weird putting my finger up like this to try and like figure it out. But we're back. We're back. Damn, I'm exhausted right now. Three games tomorrow is going to kill me. It is going to kill me. Who kicked off first? I forgot. It was the Dogs, the Roosters, because the Roosters knocked the ball on the foot. Oh my gosh, I've come back to the same Telstra ad. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? No, that's not the door. That's the roof, bro, Andrew. That's not the door. The door's behind me. But I've come back and the same Telstra ad's playing. I thought you were pointing at a ladyboy. Yeah, you know a lot about them, don't you, Brenton? You know a lot about them, don't you, buddy? Yeah, buddy, old pal, old buddy. Don't ya? Don't ya, buddy? Yeah, you know a lot about those. I'm in Hua Hin, man, and I'm like on a like a 6 week, 2 month like heavy fitness program, right? Where it's like your days are compiled with fitness and from the start of your day all the way into the end, and eating healthy and all that. So I can't even go out and really enjoy kind of the nightlife at the moment. And Hua Hin's a lot quieter anyway, but there is a spot about a kilometre away up to the north. That is a big party spot where a lot of Bangkok locals come down on weekends and all that. So they'll be here over the weekend. But unfortunately, I can't really experience Thailand in that way for a little bit. But I have no regrets in regards to what I'm doing. I'm telling you, if you guys need to get fit, Palapon Fitness and Weight Loss retreat in Hua Hin. You should check it out. I should actually drop a link. I'll put it on tomorrow, actually. Actually, I'll see if I can get it. If you want to go, I'll show you. This is exactly what I'm doing. This one here. I'm going to drop this link in the chat. Still half time, by the way. That's a link in the chat if you want to check it out. That's quite literally what I'm doing at the moment for 6 weeks, but I'm probably going to maybe look to extend it by 2 weeks. Maybe. We'll see how I'm feeling after 6 weeks, to be fair. I'm meant to be meeting up, one with my dad in Vietnam after this, and he owns a place in Vung Tau, like a bar and all that sort of stuff, so that'll be good. And that'll be good to just kind of relax after. Like, trust me, I will be looking forward to not having to do 5 workouts a day, 4 or 5 workouts a day by the end of this trip, but it's so good, man. Truly. Andrew says, I thought you were pointing at the door, and that's why I didn't say anything like that, Brenton. That's because you guys are sick people. That's why. That's because you guys are sick people. Jared Farmoney says, Telstra really getting their money's worth for that ad. Islands in the stream must cost a bit. You know what? Screw Telstra. I'm going to Vodafone when I get back. I was with Telstra, and now I want to go with Vodafone or Optus. Brenton says, yeah, don't pretend you don't either. You see them. You don't hook up with them, though. You know, it's pretty easy for the most part. I would say that I haven't really come across like when you're walking around, I haven't really come across like the 10 out of 10 ones but then again, maybe I didn't know. You know, there are some beautiful women in this country, beautiful, but there's also some amazingly beautiful women. I would say that India is incredibly underrated for the attractiveness of females. I think so, because I think the people have like a bad negative reputation and thought process about India, but there is some incredible women in that country, and they aren't transgender. The transgenders are extremely obvious, right? Whilst in Thailand, they're not, right? They are very hard to pick. So maybe I've seen some, and they were, and I didn't know. But like, you do you, just don't do you with me. You know, I don't care what people do. If they want to be a ladyboy, then be a ladyboy. Just don't be a ladyboy with me. So the Bulldogs and Roosters coming out of the field here. Very simple stuff. Andrew says, off to Wembley tomorrow for the FA Cup final. Get in, son. Will you get a chance to see it, Blaze? Of course. It's on a good time for me. It's like 5 p.m. or something. It's brilliant. Oh, wait, no. What time is the FA Cup on for me tomorrow? Premier League's on usually a really good time for me. India was beautiful. It was like 4 or 5 p.m. 10:30 p.m. Pretty normal time, but still better than the 1:30 a.m. or 12:30 a.m. it would be in Australia. So Bulldogs and Roosters have run onto the field. They have come out onto the field here. Doggy fan, what happened? Still second half to go, though. KTT says, bring back the New Zealand drug driving ad with the 12 frosted pigs. Go to ad. I have no idea what you're talking about. And also, drug driving ad in New Zealand? Are you talking about a New Zealand ad here? Because most people here are probably Australian, but, you know, sure. I've never seen this ad before, and if I have, I can't remember it. So the Dogs will receive the ball. Matt Burton, he'll give it off, and they'll bring this ball out here to the 15. It will be 15 minutes out of the line, first tackle. United Stars, would you rather watch the Telstra ad on repeat for 4 hours or watch the 2021 full game 1 of Origin? 2021 full game 1. I can't even remember that. What happened? Genuinely, I cannot even remember what you're talking about. What was full game 1 2021? So third tackle now for the Dogs, and they'll get this ball out now to the 40 on fourth tackle. You're just onto the 50-50 questions here today, aren't you? Blues 50-6. I'll take the Blues 50-6, mate. I've watched enough of my teams losing over years. I watched Man City before they became successful. I watched the Detroit Lions before they've become reasonably successful. I currently watch the Chicago Bulls. I've watched the Cubs throughout some really tough years. Titans have never been successful. Geelong are kind of the only team that I've watched that were always good because my stepdad was from Geelong. But I'm kind of getting more around the Sunnies than Geelong nowadays. I think I'm more just like true to my city. But the Suns didn't exist when I first started watching the AFL. So it's been a hard process, but I am definitely kind of, and it's not just because it's successful, because the Cats are going successfully as well right now as well. But I'd rather see the Gold Coast win something, you know. So 4 tackle now for the Roosters at the 35, and now get it out to the 42 fit tackle. You bring a lady home in Thailand, and then you see your nightmare. So you guys are sick people. This is your thought processes. This is your thought processes and your dreams. These are your dreams that you're trying to put onto me, not for me. Not my dreams. And it says, I can't comment on crowds, but geez, for a team in first, I thought they would fill the stadium. Where's this at? This is at Core, is it? It's at a Core. You think they're going to sell out 80,000 seats to a game on Friday night? You think they're going to sell out 80,000 seats to a game on Friday night? Like, there's still a decent enough crowd there, but 80,000 seats is a little bit off chops. Yeah, Brenton, I've seen this. They shave the Adam's apple now too. Yeah, like I know that there's like women here or males that transition to ladies that do actually remove everything. And there was a story that someone was telling us out here, actually, second tackle of the Dogs, and they're 25 minutes out of the line. A story someone was telling us out here where someone was like in a relationship for 3 months, and the only reason they found out was actually because of a photo of the lady when she was younger, and it was a dude. That was the only reason he found out after a 3-month relationship. Jeez. I'm not for like that's a good Roosters ball here. Crichton with a terrible kick and Roosters get the ball at 10, and it's now a penalty as well to the Roosters. I say I'm not for violence, but like 3 months in to find that out, I tell ya, I tell you, man, you'd have to have a real strong sense of a story sounds likely. Oh no, Andrew, this is true. Take my word for it. You don't have to take my word for it, but you can take my word for it. This is true. Trust me, it happens a lot more often than you think in Thailand. But it's a great country, man, and I think that it's unfortunate that the reputation kind of gets brought down via this type of stuff, because you can live here and enjoy a fantastic life and be away from it. You know, like I'm nowhere near that kind of stuff. If you look for it and you actively seek it out, or you actively seek out partying and nightclubbing and all that, you'll see it. If you don't do that, you know, this is a beautiful country, man. Beautiful. So second tackle now for the Roosters, and they'll be taken down here at the halfway point. Now third. United States says, how do you shave your Adam's apple? Well, Google's your best friend, mate. Google's free. Do you know that Google is free? Google AI is actually really helpful too. So, you know, I don't know why you're asking me a medical question in regards to how to shave an Adam's apple. Also, are you searching for your own personal usage, or are you just asking the question? Marcy says Phuket. Yeah, Phuket would be a lot for it. Pattaya and stuff as well. Dogs going to get crunched in by the Roosters. That's going to be a dropout. That's definitely a dropout. Yeah, okay, I was going to say, Ashley Klein, you've got to call that. That is a dropout here from the Dogs to the Roosters. Colin Tracy did what he could to try and get out, but it was a really good chase there for the Roosters, and they're on here. I don't know if the Dogs are going to come back in this game. The Roosters seem like they're well and truly on here. Andrew says, it does look like a great country, to be honest. I watch a lot of travel vlogs on it. Well, firstly, Andrew, you should be watching my travel vlogs, son. How dare you? What are you doing? You know? What are you doing? You watching my travel vlogs, son? But to be fair, they've been very inconsistent. But now they're going to be consistent. How about that? So Roosters get the ball here at the 20. Said that a lot, but they will be now. So you'll see India, and then you'll get to see Thailand. Thailand for the first, you'll probably see my 6 weeks here in 2 weeks, and then I'll go and do other stuff. Yeah, I'm in Thailand to Manchu for the next 2 months. So third tackle now, 5 meters out. I left Delhi on last Sunday, and I've only been in Thailand for a couple of days. Oh, they're going to score. No, they're not. It's going to be an intercept by the Dogs. Marcelo Montoya, luckily. That was very lucky the Dogs didn't concede just then. Sandon Smith broke through. He looks very much like Sam Walker from a distance, man. Jay says, you should travel to that new country in Pakistan once it all settles down over there. That is a very controversial statement, Jay. That is a super controversial statement, and you know what you're doing. I'm going to move on from that comment, that's for sure. I'm moving on. The Bulldogs are away here at the 45. At the 40, chance here. Connor Tracy cuts back inside. Good defense from the cover because Tedesco made the tackle on Kuraz, but Connor Tracy gets tackled late on the inside. Dogs down 15, 10 metres out now. 10 metres out. Fit tackle for the Dogs. Fit tackle here for the Dogs. Matt Burton Roosters got back nicely. Why'd he go short side there, Burton? I don't know what you're doing. You're an idiot, Jay, as well. So that's going to be... Himanshu is quite literally Indian. I don't think you want to be bringing up that topic over here. You idiot. So first tackle now for the Roosters. They're going to be 10 metres out. United sucks as my plan is to be a ladyboy. That's all I need to read from that comment. I can see it's a paragraph. I'm only reading that comment out. So second tackle now for the Roosters, 13 metres out. Marcy says, what were the toilets like in India? Public toilets I never used for good reason. But like toilets in general, toilets. But I'm not going, there's no need. I'll go to the bathroom when I'm in my hotel or at a restaurant and stuff like that. But like public toilets, trust me, it's you just don't need to. So fifth tackle here at the 40 now. I don't think Blaze used an Indian public toilet. Exactly right, Buck. Exactly right, man. I don't even use really public toilets in Australia, though. To be fair, this is the misconception, right? Yeah, sure, Indian public toilets are dirty. Also, go to the Gold Coast, go to Sydney, and check out one of their public toilets because they are disgusting. Public toilets are shithouse. Excuse the pun. Like they are shithouse. Anywhere, no matter what country you are, because people are gross. People are inherently gross. So it's not even on India. It's dead set. Australia has gross toilets. So fourth tackle here for the Dogs. They're going to be 40 metres out. I thought they were going to call it 6 again there. I was like, that's not a 6 again. I thought he was going to call it based on the crowd reaction. It was nowhere close to a 6 again. Fifth tackle now for the Dogs at the 35. Himanshu says, never use public toilet unless it's a station. A station? Like a train station? Train station have a lot of people there. Really? I didn't use it. When I went from Jaipur to Udaipur, I went on the first class train. Toilet there was fine. But a station? Those stations can get pretty filthy. You would know more than me, though. I didn't really stay too long in the station. I got out of there pretty quickly. But you see the wealth disparity, unfortunately, of India when you're at stations and whatnot. Alright, this may be a crusher here. No, it's not. No, it's not. Get up. No, it's not. No, it's not. Jay says never tries to toilet with a hole in a wall. Speaking from experience, Mr. Joe Hayes. I'm sorry, this isn't a penalty. Yep, it's going to be play on. Thank you for common sense. Jared Money says no one knows how to use a public toilet for some reason. No, they do. They just deliberately don't do it. They deliberately want to mess it up. Nope, don't lie, Jay. No one was talking about glory holes. You've just brought it up. You've just brought it up, Jay. I tell ya. Dodgy man. Himanshu says train station, but a big city, they are maintained regularly. Other than that, it all stinks. But that's everywhere, man, truly. That's everywhere in the world. Any public toilet, I just don't use. So the Roosters now will wait this ball down to the 20, where it's going to be Marcelo Montoya, and he'll bring it back to the 35. I'm not reading those last two comments out. Second tackle now for the Dogs. They'll get this ball to the halfway point. Jack Lewis says, I get the sense with this game, if Dogs score soon, they can win this game. They just need to unlock the door. I think that if the Roosters score next, it's well and truly game over. I think the Dogs have to score before the 20-minute mark. No, the 15 minutes to go mark. So the 65th minute. The Dogs need to score within the next 15 minutes, but provided the Roosters haven't scored already, if the Roosters score next at any point, I'd say it's game over. Azik says, I wish both teams could lose. Well, I could offer you a draw, but Bailey Hayward's away. Yeah, Bailey Hayward's away, and Billy on me kick out. I think he scored here. I'd love to see a slow-mo on this, but it might be a try here to the Doggies. So 14-4, but to get to come, we might be game back on. We might be game back on here, son. We might be game back on. I want to see this put down, though. It might just be the ball falls backwards here. Based on, like, it would be a knock-on if it happened. But I think it might be just from the put-down, and then it rolls underneath him. But I think he does score. Yeah, no, he scores. I just clicked on to the ball falling at the back afterwards, after it put the ball down. He definitely scores this, doesn't he? Yeah, he scores this. Yeah, he scores this. Jared Fun Money says, I worry about you sometimes, Jay, with some of the stuff you try to make Blaze sound stream. Yeah, Jay is a very dodgy individual. Listen, he comes from Perth, you know, what can you expect? They're closer to China than they are to the old Australia, you know? The old Perthites. You got to be careful of them, mate. But 30 minutes to go here of the game, guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. The Dogs might be back into the game. Marcy says, Demo took Burton and Carraz. Well, Villy, Bombili, Villy. I'm a kick out with a try. That was a nice try too. Bailey Hayward with a step inside. Jay's a big fan of the Perth Bears. Anyone who's a Perth Bears fan will probably get timed out on this channel. Probably get timed out. Where is Toothbrush Boys these days? Do you really want to know where Toothbrush Boy is these days, Brenton? Considering what he was telling us about what he was doing with the toothbrush, are you sure you want to know what Toothbrush Boy is doing with himself these days? So 14-6 to the Roosters with 29 minutes to go here of the game. The Dogs will get the conversion and they are back in the game. You got to say though, like long-term wise, Bulldogs, massive worry in regards to your first halves. You're not a first half team for sure, but you are a second half team, but you can't rely on the comeback. What was Toothbrush Boy doing with the toothbrush? Buckcone, if you were there, you'd know. If you're not there, trust me, you don't want to know, buddy. I'm not reading Brent's coming out. Alright, so the Roosters get this ball off. I saw him the other month, but took care of that problem. Oh, over at TJ's. At Tyler's. Brenton says, I think you answered my question. No, I just realised I wasn't going to read that comment out, and then I thought that maybe it might have been normal, and I realised very quickly it wasn't. Marcy Playground says, Bears don't want Mal, give us Jason Taylor. We will give you a... Oh, that's not a good play, the ball. Ooh, that should have been a knock on. Third tackle here with the Dogs, just at the 20. How about this? We will give you Garth Brennan as a coach, and you should be thankful for it over there in Perth. Is Blake Green, nice attacking coach, still in the mix of the Bears job? I would say that it should be between Garth Brennan from the Titans, and if not Garth Brennan, then maybe go with Trent Barrett. I think that's the best option for the Bears. All right, so the Roosters through Mark Nwangane-Tawase will catch this ball to the 20 and bring it out here to the 30. First tackle now. Wonder if Toothbrush Boy is still getting 200 sex spot watching his Broncos streams. There's no way he was getting 200 viewers on his streams, bro. Is that what he was saying? Is that genuinely what he was saying? He was saying that he gets 200 live viewers on his Broncos streams. You wish. Jav Farm Money says Perth can have Trent Barrett and it will be ironclad, no takebacks. No, it's permanent. It's permanent until they cease to exist. Also, again, for people from Perth, I actually don't have any problem with Perth. I have a problem with the Bears. So when you hear me insult the Perth Bears, I'm not insulting Perth. I'm insulting the Bears because that is a piece of shit organisation. So the Dogs now will get this ball at the 15 and Marcelo Montoya taken down. So you're going to laugh at a grown man crying? If it's a Perth Bears fan, then sure. Perth can have... That's right. Seth Rice says, don't join Bears Perth by mistake. Don't know what that means. Marcy says, I'm a long-time Bears supporter. So the thing is, Marcy, it's not the issue with people like you. Your fans are fine. I don't mind the fan base. My issue as a Titans fan, which you should be very well aware about, is what happened in the mid-2010s when the organisation tried to screw our club over and try to steal games from us that ultimately would have ended in us having to forego our side of the merger, and then the Bears would have just taken over our licence. So the Bears organisation can go fuck itself. The fans, I don't mind. And the Perth side of the merger, I don't mind. It's just that organisation that I'll never be able to forgive. Second tackle over the Roosters at the 10. Blaze loves the Perth skylights. I actually have been to Perth before. I don't mind Perth. I was there for a water polo tournament back when I was like 18, 19. 19 doing college. The University of Melbourne. It's good fun. Not much water polo to be played, but a lot of drinking. So third tackle here for the... Fourth tackle for the Roosters, sorry, at the 25. I did see Bears Perth is the gay rugby team. So this is a fun story. Fifth tackle of the Roosters at 30, and Hugo Savala will dink this one down to about 15 out, sorry. And now it'll be Connor Tracy who brings it out to the 25. So the funny story. So the Bears rugby team is actually... Oh, sorry, the Bears Perth rugby team is a homosexual rugby team. I think it's rugby union. I don't know if it's rugby union or rugby league. But there is a genuine homosexual Bears rugby team right next to HBF Park, which is where the Bears, I would assume, would be playing. And a lot of people have been trying to sign up for memberships with them, not realizing this isn't the Perth Bears. This is the Bears rugby team, which is a genuine gay rugby team. Like it's for homosexuals. So people are trying to sign up for memberships for this, thinking it's the actual official organisation. It rings a lot of bells though for the Bears themselves organisationally. So it's going to be Matt Burton who kicks his ball up. And it will be... No, I'm going to... Once they knock the ball on, they have knocked the ball on a bajillion times here today. It's going to be a double knock on, but the Bulldogs will get the ball at 20. So what you're saying, Perth Bears fans are gay, makes sense. Not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is actually a fact that there is a gay rugby team called the Bears Perth, and people have been signing up for memberships with them, thinking that it's the actual organisation when it is not. But also... No, I'm not gonna say that. Is Ian Roberts the chairman? That was a good one, mate. That was a good one. Jay says we'll make sure they're vaccinated. Dev sounds like the official Bears team. Buck says, you know what, you can take it that way too. So Bulldogs now at the 15. I just need to be careful that people don't think that I'm like insulting homosexuality, because I'm not. I'm just saying this is a true fact. It was on SEN recently. Imagine trying to go to the first game of 2027 and showing up to the wrong team. Showing up to dudes wearing, like, skimpy outfits. Oh, that would be just an experience, dude. Cool. 10 metres out. Halftime break for kissing each other. So Toby Sexton now 5 metres out. 4 tackle for the Dogs. They score here. This is game on for the last 24 minutes. Reid Marnie, Matt Burton off to Viliami kick out. Viliami kick out, gets it off into the wing. Marcelo Montoya going over the sideline for sure. That was a dumb pass. So defense really good there from the Roosters and take them over the sideline. PS Jemmy says, I'm happy WA is getting a team. I agree. I think it will work out this time. It's about time the NRL starts getting more states and built a fan base. That's what the AFL did better. Agree, but you've also got to give credit for the fact that we are going internationally rather than just domestically. So it's like, yeah, okay, cool. The NRL have taken... the AFL have taken a lot of domestic Australia by storm, but we have also taken Papua New Guinea. We've also taken New Zealand. We're looking to expand into New Zealand. We've already garnered the support of Fiji, Samoa, Tonga, Cook Islands, whilst AFL is specifically Australia. And it's like, you can have that game, and that's fair, that's viable, that's great. Then whoever gets into Darwin first gains Northern Territory, because Northern Territory is very 50-50. I would say, if anything, 55-45 AFL. But it's not too different. But the point... Oh, that's another knock on Roosters. The Dogs are going to score. Oh, this team's done. Honestly, throw the Roosters in the bin. Dead set. The Roosters... I'll be honest with you, Dogs. It's not even you at this point. Like, it's not even you. This Roosters team has knocked the ball on a sickening amount of times today. A sickening amount of times. They have had 13 errors in this game. The Roosters have had 13 errors in this game. I'm sorry. Like, if the Dogs win this game from here, you've got to really get on your hands and knees and thank this Roosters team for being as awful as they've been. Because the stats at halftime made absolutely no sense why they were leading. This is diabolical from the Roosters. Diabolical from the Roosters. Andrew says, petition for the Titans to play the Bears at home so that Blaze can attend. Petition for you to go for a minute timeout. Agreed. That is just such a dumb knock-on. I'm sure they prefer League of AFL. Perth, that's a lot of Englishmen. It's going to be very difficult to gain a massive audience in Perth, but they did have the Perth Reds back in the day. I think that Western Australia is still absolutely doable for sure. I think it's very doable. With that being said, they've still got West Coast and Fremantle, but I think now is kind of the best time too, because both those teams aren't good, especially West Coast. You know, you kind of want to try and jump into... It was Hugo Savala with the knock-on, by the way. No, it wasn't Hugo Savala. It was Blake Steep, wasn't it? 13 errors is just ridiculous, dude. 13 errors is just absolutely diabolical. So it's 14-12 into the Roosters. The Dogs get the conversion. Roosters are just out of this world awful. And yet they're leading. Read Ryan's comment, Blaze, is a freshie. Ryan says, I'm new to rugby and I bet on the Bulldogs to have a chance to come back. Okay, firstly, rugby league. This is rugby league, not rugby. But also, secondly, yes, because they're only 2 points down right now and there's still 22 minutes to go to this game. It's going to be a great finish. And if you're a Roosters fan, close your eyes because your team has knocked the ball on nearly a quarter of the game. It's just out of this world, man. It's out of this world. Like, I'm getting angry and I'm not even a Roosters fan. How do you make 13 errors? 14 errors. They've had 14 knock-ons. Sorry, lads. They've made 14 knock-ons. I deeply apologise that they didn't update it in time. They are well on their way to knocking the ball on a quarter of the game. All right, so the Dogs now will go to the right-hand side, and it's going to be 25 metres out from their own line, third tackle. And it says, I'm going to send a letter to BK Sport about how I'm getting bullied. Okay, just go and talk to my receptionist to try and book in an appointment. That's going to be a penalty to the Dogs here. Let me just get my receptionist for you. All right, we're back here. Welcome back to the reception here. We're going to time you out for 1 minute, and then I'll let BK Sport come back on for it. All right. All right, guys, we're back. That was my receptionist. So it's penalty high tackle here to the Doggy Dogs coming out of their own 30. 20 minutes to go here of the game, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe. 14 knock-ons is just diabolical work. Roosters, you deserve to lose this game, bro. You deserve to lose this game. Oh, Andrew's been timed out. Yeah, no, makes sense. Makes sense. What's the difference between rugby and rugby league? Well, rugby is rugby union, and rugby league is rugby league. Oh, it's a 1-1 strip. Well done, the Roosters. The first good thing we've seen from them in a while. 20 minutes to go here at the game, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe if you are new. We'll be here for all the games tomorrow. And it's going to be a penalty to the Roosters too. Wow, this is huge. This is huge. This is massive now. Penalty to the Roosters. We'll get them back on the front foot. But anyway, so, yeah, rugby union is a completely different sport. Very similar, but very different. And we, in Australia and New Zealand and whatnot, we call rugby union. And we call rugby league. Or just NRL. Even though that's just the code. The difference is you have to have a set play. The difference is you have to have a set to play rugby league. I like all versions of sport in this country, but there is a lot of people who don't like all versions of sport in this country, unfortunately. So the Roosters now is going to be second tackle, and they're going to be 25 metres away. Nafahu White, third tackle, 20 metres away here on the line now. Connor Watson, he's going to go out to the left, gives it off to Radley off to Sanders Smith to James Tedesco, taken down, 10 metres out, gets the offload away, and Angus Crichton's going to have to come down because he went behind a player. Look, I understand what's happening here. That's good. That's very good. Very good that you understand. Fourth tackle now. Fourth tackle. Oh, my boy Nilso. He messaged me back because I was saying I feel for him after that loss with how much he has to run. The one into Wasey! It's going to be dropped by the Roosters, and it's going to be a Canterbury Bull. It's going to be Canterbury Bull here at the 10 on their own side of the field. Unfortunately, not going to work out for them this time. My favourite Australian sport is the gender-neutral netball league. I think that is my favourite national sport is actually beating England in anything that we play in, nationally, internationally, domestically, or just for fun in beer drinking, because you guys can't drink a beer to save your life. So third tackle now for the Dogs, and it's going to be second tackle at 20. That might be a high tackle. Why we called that? Yeah, I didn't even think about how much I had to run. So for people to clarify, what's in the castle, my boy Neil, so he runs a kilometre for every point the Knights loses by this year. So he lost by 4 last week at the Titans. He had to run 4 kilometres. Easy one for him. Today they were down 28-0 at one stage. But they did lose 28-6. So that means he only has to run 22 kilometres this week. But this is a weekly thing. So if they win, it's a crunching hit by Nafahu White. That was a huge hit. All right, Matt Burton is going to whack that ball up with a torpedo. Let's see if they can catch it. That's a knock-on from Nwanga Tawase. 15 knock-ons in this game is diabolical, Roosters. 15 knock-ons is diabolical. It's diabolical. You can't defend it. Bulldogs deserve to win this. They don't even deserve to win this on their own backs. They deserve to win this because the Roosters deserve to lose on 15 knock-ons. 15 knock-ons. You just can't stop talking about it. Truly. 10 metres out of the line. The Dogs haven't even been good in this game. And if they win this game, they deserve it on the basis that the Roosters have knocked the ball on 15 times. So the Dogs now, they're 5 metres away from the line. Third tackle, it's Maxi King. Third tackle. I drink a beer for every point the Knights concede. Jeez, you're on for a good night out every weekend, that's for sure. Out to Bronson Seri. Oh my gosh. Oh, they didn't even try to defend it. Oh, that's a double movement. That's a double movement. That's a no try. He's stupid. What? The ball's come down to the ground, has it not? I would love to. They're going to call this a try. 16-14 with a kick to come. Dogs, you deserve to go in the lead because the other team is an idiot. But I would love to see if this is called a double movement or not. So Ashley Klein's called it a try. And as long as he keeps the ball off the ground, I'm pretty certain this is a double movement. He's called a try here, Ashley Klein. If this is called a no try, I don't know what Ashley Klein's watching. But that was from a far angle. I just want to say that the ball carrying arm touches the ground here. That was awful defense from the Roosters, mind you. That was awful defense from the Roosters. But, so he goes just through here. He'll get taken down there. His arm goes... Bro. Does Crichton fall off, does he? Does Crichton fall off? The only thing would stop this is Crichton doesn't maintain the tackle. Oh, well... When his ball arm... Yeah, Cameron Serraldo knows it too. Like, everyone... That's a double movement. They're going to call this a try, but, like, Serraldo knew it too. But it's like... He's come down to the ground. He's currently got his arm on him when the ball arm... The ball-carrying arm is touching the ground. He's then fallen off after that's come up. I just don't... That's a really tough one. This has to be a no try. Have they confirmed this? I know they have confirmed it. Like, it confuses me, right? I'm okay with it because again the Roosters are just stupid in this game, and the Dogs deserve to win this game based off of the fact the Roosters are stupid. 15 knock-ons is undefendable. But he's come down. I don't know. I think on the letter of the law it's a no try. Thank you, Andrew. Well, it was called a try. Bulldogs are the new protected species. I don't think Bulldogs fans are going to understand the concept and the context that I'm talking about here. I don't think they're going to agree, and it's like, sure. But if you've tackled someone and their ball carrying arm hits the ground and you're still on top of them, but then you fall off after that contact, it's like, well, promoting it again is still a double movement, but... Like, would they have allowed him to run for the 50? Anyway, I don't know. It's very interesting to think about. But honestly, I don't really care because the Roosters 15 knock-ons, I want you to lose by 40. I want you to lose by 40 for making us have to watch. Like, just making us have to watch 15 knock-ons. This is Knights standard. Like, this is Newcastle Knights knock-on standards. Actually, if they have 2 more knock-ons, I think they beat the Knights from the other week against the Tigers. Mitchell says, Dogs aren't getting any calls. I know, crazy. Crazy comment. Jack Lewis says, it's funny how a team can defend so well for so long, and as soon as one try goes in, the door opens. Could see it coming. The first Doggies try not the Roosters' defensive confidence. But that's the thing. Statistically, the Roosters' defense wasn't actually that spectacular in the first half. The defensive effective tackle percentage, they were at 88.1%. 88 is the bare minimum. The Dogs were like 87.56 or something like that. The Roosters' defense the first half wasn't actually that spectacular. The Dogs' attack's just not that great. The Dogs have massive question marks about this game and also previous games in regards to their first halves. But the Roosters have absolutely thrown this away on every standard. If they just had 10 knock-ons, which is outrageous, let alone 15, they would have won this game. And they would have won this game with ease. But they couldn't hold on to a ball to save their life. Like, truly, the Dogs haven't even been great in this game. I just don't get it. This game has made no sense. Knights Dogs grand final still happening. Nice. Third tackle now with the Dogs at the 50. It's not defensive confidence causing 15 knock-ons. 15 knock-ons is coming from you can't even explain it. 15 knock-ons from a Roosters team that is meant to, be coming up the table. Truly. Again, the Dogs are obviously... Oh, it's a knock-on from the Dogs. This game's not over, by the way. It's 4 points difference with 13 minutes to go. The Roosters could still score and win this game. They don't deserve to, though. They don't deserve to. The Dogs don't not deserve to, but they haven't been crazy good. But they don't not deserve to win. The Roosters deserve to not win this game. Are these two the closest Sydney teams to each other in terms of location? No way. Roosters and Rabbitohs both claim the same area, to be fair. No, Canterbury is more closer to Leichhardt. So it'd be like Bulldogs, Tigers. So third tackle now for the Roosters. They're 30 metres out of the line. Did you say he was held, Daz? Stop it. So the Roosters now out of the right. Hit a chance. He didn't want it to Wassay. Kicks the ball over the top. Oh! He scored! I think the Roosters just scored. I'm pretty certain he's just scored this try. And they've called it a try. It's 18-18 with a kick to come. 12.5 minutes to go. Oh my gosh. That's a spectacular try from Namana Tawase. If he stays in here, this is wild. Right, sense it's been interesting to see what Bulldogs fans say if they do go on to lose, especially considering that last try. Yeah, no, I was criticising it, and I don't think Bulldogs fans will agree, but also it's because they're seeing it from, rose-tinted glasses. I don't believe it was a try. That's unbelievable work there from Nwanga to Wase. That is a wild try. You're right, Brenton. That is a ridiculous try. Nwanga Nita Wase to keep his feet inbounds before he kicks this. Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous, dude. That is ridiculous. And that doesn't touch the line. Try confirmed. That is, wow. That's going to be a try of the round for sure. That's try of the round. And honestly, you could put it up for a contender for try of the year. To hold his foot up as he's going over the sideline, to hold his foot up on a second attempt. So his foot is coming down. He holds his foot up to maintain the kick here. Look at this. Coming down over the sideline, holds the ball up as he's getting tackled, gets hit by Tracy, comes back into the field of play, and then puts the ball down over the... That's an unbelievable try. That is an unbelievable try. I expect a piss test after this game. Mate, that's Fiji for you. Mark Nwanga at the Wase. Get him in the Fiji team now, baby. Toss off 50. Jared Fun Money says, Marky Mark trying his best here to make up for the 15 knock-ons. Yeah, he's made a few knock-ons today. But 18-18. Okay, this is a big kick here from the sideline, guys. 10 minutes to go here of the game. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. 10 minutes to go. It's currently tied 18-18. Sports Owner said, I did that in under 12 semi-final. No, you didn't. I did it against you. I did that against you. And so did Daz as well. All right, Sandon Smith here. Huge kick from the sideline. Oh, he's nailed him. Bushka. 20-18. And Freddie Fittler's going off on the sideline. Freddie Fittler going off on the sideline. The Roosters fans going crazy. It's 20-18 with 10 minutes to go. What a game. What a game. Roosters, you don't... you don't deserve to win this on the basis of your 174 knock-ons. 16 errors, by the way. 16 knock-ons now, mind you. 16. There is 80 minutes in the game. If they knock on 4 more times in the next 11 minutes, which is not out of the realm of possibilities, if they knock on 4 more times, truly, they've knocked on a quarter of the game. A quarter of the game. But all right, 2-point game. The Roosters take back the lead. The Roosters led 14-0. The Dogs came back to 18-14, and now it's 20-18 to Roosters. What a topsy-turvy game. Brocky Sports with the $3 donations. What a game. Fantastic, Brocky. Firstly, appreciate you for your donation. Also, secondly, great game. And the Warriors fans, you should be chirping this. Storm fans, you should be chirping this. You should be wanting the Roosters to win this game because it gives you an opportunity to overtake the Dogs in the coming weeks, especially if the Dogs were to lose next week. I don't know who they play, but then if the Warriors beat the Dolphins and the Storm beat whoever they're playing this week, I think the Sharks, they both will be in range of taking over the Dogs next week. So a Roosters win here is vital if you think that you're going to be going top of the table very, very soon. So the Dogs will get this ball here at 10, 15, 20 metres out. Hit that line, they've knocked it on. Oh no, I think their confidence is rocked. Nwanga to Wase, 15 metres out. He gives it to the inside. Underneath, Connor Watson slips over. He says he flicked the ball away. No, he'll be taken down 10 metres out of the line. This game may be, it may be nearing being over. The confidence of the Dogs looks absolutely shot right now, and the Roosters are coming on fire. Short ball for pass. Maybe not. Game back on. This is a great game. This is a fantastic game right now. So 9:43 to go here of the game. Whew. Geez, can you take a breath? That's for sure. Can you take a breath? I no longer count this bloke as a TARS legend. Jared Farm Money says, a chance the Roosters to go into the top 8 for the first time this year, I believe. Yeah, but, it's a dodgy one. It's sure, you jump into the top 8, you jump into, 6th for the time being, you probably end up in 7th or 8th by the end of the weekend. But fuck me. 16 knock-ons in this game is just ridiculous, dude. 16th in this game is 16 knock-ons is diabolical. Actually, was that another knock-on? Oh, it was, wasn't it? That's 17 knock-ons. 17 knock-ons. It's like, honestly, if they win this game, congratulations to them. Like, good on you for winning a really tough game. But 17 knock-ons, you're kidding yourselves if you think you're competitive on the long-term scale. Like, truly, Roosters fans, you've got to question this performance regardless, but it's also a big win if you get it, but you've got to question 17 knock-ons with 8 minutes 40 to go at the game. 4 tackling out to 40, and Dogs fans, you lose this game, you've got to question how you've lost to a team with 17 plus knock-ons. Secondly, a team that, will be a completion rate of about 50%. There's no way they're too much higher than 50% this game. Oh, it's 18 knock-ons. Oh my gosh, it's 18 knock-ons. It's 18 knock-ons. 18 knock-ons. 18 knock-ons. Brother. 18 knock-ons. That is insane. Alright, well, Captain's Challenge here. Definitely a knock-on, but they're going to give themselves a bit of a break. Brenton, don't you start laughing, Mr. Newcastle Knights fan. Don't you start laughing, because we're comparing this 18 knock-on game from the Roosters to you guys. So it's going to be knock-on. Bro, just let the ball bounce at this point. Honestly, it's a better option. So yeah, challenge unsuccessful. I thought he said successful for a second. The Roosters are at 26 from 41. 63% completion rate is diabolical. 81% for the Dogs. Errors 18. Far out, dude. How are you winning this game? Jack Lewis says, this guy couldn't catch a cold. He's useless. He's the one who just put them back in the lead. Nwangani Tawase was the one who just had the most miraculous try nearly this year. But, he can't catch a ball to save his life. So first tackle for the Dogs. 18 metres out. 8 minutes to go here of the game. 2 points down, 20-18. Guys, comment in the chat right now. Do you think the Dogs win it from here? Do you think the Roosters hold out? Let me know in the comment section. Comment it away right now who you think wins this game. Stephen Crichton now third tackle. He's 5 metres away from the line. 7:46 to go of the game. Jeez, what a game though. Hopefully this is a good... he's holding on to him. Hopefully this is a good sounding for how these games are going to go this weekend. Just ignore that Knights Eels game. 4 tackle here for the Dogs. They're 8 metres away. Imagine a Fetty Bomb of knock-ons. Mate, if they get to 20, it's basically a Fetty Bomb of knock-on standards. Fifth tackle here. 5 metres away from the line. Fifth tackle, 7:22 to go. Reed Marnie at the back into Matt Burton. Matt Burton to the 10. Kicks it through. Not a good kick. Actually, a good kick. It actually sat up nicely right at the end there. So it's going to be a dropout from the Roosters to the Dogs. And if I'm the Roosters, I kick this ball down deep. I don't go for a short dropout here. Roosters are making the Knights look like world beaters, Mitchell says. Yeah, they've had more knock-ons than them. Hey, we could see a 19th knock-on off this dropout, to be fair. Come on, I want to see some comments in the comment section. Let me know. Let me know who you think wins it from here. So the Roosters will go long. That is a smart play. The Dogs will get the ball at the halfway point, and it's going to be Max King who brings it back out to the 30. All right, here we go. Roosters, how's your defense now? It hasn't been good in this second half, but, geez, let's see how it goes. Reed Marnie off to... Kurt Mann, 20 metres out now from the line, second tackle. Knights have been etched into history with the Roosters. The Roosters have taken the lead for knock-ons in the game this year. All right, third tackle. If a penalty comes too, the Dogs will take it. We'll go to extra time. They give it off here to Bailey Hayward. Hayward to Matt Burton! Oh, I think he scored. He has scored a try, Matt Burton. Matt Burton has scored it. It's now 22-20 with a kick to come. Right underneath the post as well, 22-20 with the kick to come. There's still 6 minutes to go of this game. This is a fantastic game. Oh my goodness me. There is still 6 minutes to go, but the Dogs have scored. This is just a crazy game. The Dogs don't not deserve to lose. I'm okay with them deserving to win, but they haven't been spectacular in this game. The Roosters, they don't deserve to win for the most part because of their ridiculous error rate, but they also deserve to win because Mark Nwangani Tawase with his try was absolutely spectacular. But it's now 22-20 the kick to come. It's going to be 24-20 and the Roosters are going to have to score. That defense was terrible. The Roosters defense has been terrible throughout this second half. See, that's not a double movement. That is a try. He falls off him early in the tackle, not after the ball-carrying arm has hit the ground. So that's not a double movement. That is a fair try. Right, this is the difference and what I was trying to explain between this try and the last try for the Dogs, where Matt Burton, he's gotten hit around by Connor Watson, but he's fallen off the tackle. The other one, it's like, well, you would call that as a tackle anywhere else on the field, right? And he does come down, hits the ground with his ball carrying arm, and then reaches out afterwards. And when his ball carrying arm has hit the ground, he's also got someone's arms around his legs that then fall off afterwards. That would constitute the no try for the previous try for the Dogs. That one is the difference because that is a try. Jack Lewis said, I'm glad that something's happened here to explain the difference between the two of no try and try for a double movement. Mark says, what are the Dogs having at half time this year? 18 knock-ons from the Roosters. That's what they're having. So Matt Burton here will convert it from right in front, 24-20 with 4 minutes and 40 to go here of the game. Here we go. Comment again now. Well, let's see the updated comments. Who wins from here? Dogs or Roosters? There's 4.5 minutes to go of the game. We might see extra time. We may see extra time. We may see a Roosters win. We may see Dogs hold out. But there's plenty of time to go here. There's 5 players around him in one step, all done. Them all terrible defense. It happened with the last try as well. The defense up the middle has been dreadful in the second half. All right. Who do the Titans have this weekend away? The Raiders on Sunday in Canberra. I think we're the last game of the round. So Roosters short kick off. It goes up. Good area. Knocked back by the Roosters. Chance here for them to get it. And they get it. They get it. The Roosters got the ball to the halfway point. Okay, good short kick off there. 4.5 minutes to go here. Another twist of this game. Spencer Leniu rolls it back here to Connor Watson, then off to Fahu White, and the Fahu White's going to be at the 45. The benefit to the Dogs, though, is that the Roosters don't have the opportunity to go for a 2-point field goal or a 2-point penalty. They have to score. But the negative is if they do score, the Roosters also have a chance to win it there and then. It's not like a 6-point lead. It's a 4-point lead. So a lot of change between the way these two teams can play when one team leads and the other one doesn't. Tedesco now, he's going to be, nearly get through, taking down to the 25, 4 tackle. And they'll get this ball short to Sandon Smith. Sandon Smith, it wasn't a knock-on. I don't know why they're complaining. 6 again. 6 again into the Roosters. They're on here. Robert Toya. Toya off to Nwanga Tawase. Nwanga Tawase 20 metres out. He's 15 metres out here. Nwanga Tawase still going 15 metres out. He's still going here 10 metres away now. First tackle. Oh, Dogs fans, heart's in their brain right now. Their heart is in their brain. Their heart is outside of their entire body. This is ridiculous. Roosters, Nafahu White, 10 metres out of the line. Second tackle. If they score, they can convert to win. If they score and they don't convert, we go to extra time. There will still be a couple minutes left as well. Out to Sandon Smith. Sandon Smith gives it off. Here's James Tedesco. James Tedesco gives a short ball here to Billy Smith, and Billy Smith is 5 metres away from the line. Third tackle. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe, guys. Daniel Tupou gives it off to Sandon Smith. Sandon Smith out the back now to Victor Radley. Radley off to Billy Smith. Savala. Savala gives it off to Robert Toya. Toya goes himself. He'll be 10 metres away from the line. 4 tackle. Nwanga Tawase gives it out to Savala. Savala then off to Radley. Radley gives it to Tedesco. They've got space. He's got space. That's a high tackle. No, 5 metres out of the line. Klein, you've got to call that. That was a high tackle. They go out to the left-hand side now. Sandon Smith kicks it through, and it's going to be Dogs' ball. But Ashley Klein, you've got to call that high tackle in the previous set. But anyway, first tackle here for the Dogs, 5 metres away, 2.5 minutes to go here of the game. Jeez, Dad's mate clenches butt cheeks, absolutely. Second tackle now at the 10 metres here for the Dogs. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go here of the game. Jeez, what a game, though. Gives it off here to Marcelo Montoya. I will repeat, though, Roosters have had 18 knock-ons, and they're even competitive in this game. Is crazy. Viliami kick out. He's going to bring this ball out of the 25. It's a great run, but 4 tackle now. Buck Cunners says Dogs don't get any calls. Yeah, no, it's crazy comment. It's from the Dogs fans in the early part of the stream, which just didn't make any sense. Fifth tackle. There's 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go here. It's still enough time for both these teams. But that's a decent enough kick there from Burton, but it goes straight to Martin Nwanga Tawase, who passes it off to Tedesco. Wrong play there because there's nothing happening. He should have just run the ball back into the line. Tedesco gets away from 1, though. Gets away from 2. Taking down to the 35. First tackle. 1 minute and 47 seconds to go here of the game. James Tedesco rolls it down. Gives it across to nobody, but then it's going to be Robert Toya taken down to the 40. You don't want to give away a penalty here, Dogs. Just make the tackles, and that's all you need to do right now. Roosters, Spencer Leniu at the 50. Spencer Leniu now at the 50. They roll back to Connor Watson. Connor Watson off to Victor Radley. Radley off to Sandon Smith. Sandon Smith at the back here to James Tedesco. James Tedesco underneath to Billy Smith. Billy Smith gets the offload away to Sandon Smith. There's a minute 20 to go here of the game. 4 tackle, 35 minutes away from the line. Yeah, pass it to Mark too. You can. Oh, dearie me. Mark's had an absolute awful game in many parts and a great game in other parts. Bit tackle now for the Roosters. They're 25 metres away. It's all pretty much going to come down to this. It's all pretty much going to come down to this play here. Sanders Smith kicks it through. That was awful. That was awful. If it sits up, though, it's going to be a dropout. They're going to get about 15 seconds here. The Roosters will get about... They can take 40 seconds off the clock in the Dogs, so it's going to be a dropout from the Dogs to the Roosters. 50 seconds to go. Hit that like button and subscribe, and don't forget to go check out BKRtravel, my latest video after this video finishes. After the stream finishes, we'll be live for 3 games tomorrow. 3 games tomorrow, so get ready for that one. But with 37 seconds left, the Dogs just need to soak up some time, and there's about 15, 20 seconds left of the game where the Roosters have to score. Don't go for a short dropout here, Dogs. That's all I ask. Good idea. So a dropout will go to beyond the 50. There's 24 seconds left here of the game. The Roosters have to score to either send us extra time or to win the game. Nafahu up with a good run, and he's 30 metres out from the line. He's hurt his knee. Bro, you've got to get up quick. I know you might be injured, but you've got to get up quick. 11 seconds. They give it off here to Hugo Savala. Savala at the 35. And then off to Sanders Smith. Sanders Smith off to Crichton. Crichton gives it off to Sanders Smith. There's 5 seconds left here. This is the last play. Nwangana to Wasa. He's going to kick this ball up high. The chase through. And it's still up in the air. Knocked back by the Dogs, and the Dogs will win. The Dogs will win. It was a great game. That was a fantastic game. Some controversial and questionable calls, I will say that for sure. The Roosters' 18 knock-ons makes me absolutely physically sick to even acknowledge that exists in this world. 18 knock-ons is diabolical. Dogs, you've got to really look at yourselves in regards to your first halves, but you've also got to say your second halves are good, but also the team that you're playing here today gave you like 10 knock-ons in the second half to allow you to get back into this game, and you only won by 4. So, it's a good win. It keeps you on top of the table for at least another 2 weeks as well. Now the pressure is on the Warriors to beat the Dolphins, and the pressure is on the Storm to beat the Sharks to keep in touch with you at the top of the table. So, the Roosters, this is a tough loss for them. This is a tough loss for them because this can see them drop into the bottom 4. They're in 9th position right now on 10 points, but they can drop into the bottom 4. They've just got to hope teams like the Tigers, the Rabbitohs, the Dolphins, the Dragons, and the Titans all lose their games because the Roosters' points differential is rough. So, look, it's going to be an interesting week for them. Mark's not bad watching the end. I thought it was a good game from the start. I thought it was a very physical first half. I just think that the Roosters threw that game away based on the fact that they knocked on 18 times. The Roosters didn't deserve to win that game, but that try from Mark Nwangana to Wase was absolutely spectacular. But the Dogs also, I don't know if they deserved to win. By the end of the game, they deserved to win it, right? But for the most part, they didn't play that spectacular, and they did rely upon the Roosters being poor, and it wasn't based off of defensive efficiency the Dogs were getting it done, because the Dogs' defensive efficiency wasn't exactly unreal throughout the game if you look at the statistics. This is a really awkward game statistically comparatively to what you actually saw on the field. When you look at the statistics compared to the actual gameplay, it's really odd. Like the Roosters with a 64% completion rate, 29 from 45 is disgusting. The Bulldogs at 34 from 42 isn't fantastic, but it's still 80%. You'll take that. Look, there's so many. 85.15%. No, this is going to tell you everything you need to know. The Roosters' defensive effective tackle percentage was 85.15, with a tackles made of 321 and 41 missed tackles, with 15 ineffective. The Dogs had 85.79%, with 326 tackles made and 37 missed tackles, with 17 ineffective. The Dogs had 8 errors. The Roosters had 18 errors. So Dogs take the 2 points and run from this game. Take the 2 points and run. It was a great game. You got the chocolates, but shit, you've got improvement to do. But you'll take the 2 points and run. Master Playgrounds is Brisbane last week, 14-0 lose. Raiders 14-0 lose. Warriors 14-13. Hey, how about you give credit to the Titans against the Raiders? Not the Titans, well, the Raiders and Dogs. But also, how about you give credit to the Titans for it so nice? Yeah, we were down 20-0 and we won that game. But anyway, Bondi Wankers stats mate says Bees Mans is a great try from Mark. Good win from the Dogs. They'll take the 2 points. Marcy Playground says dogs make games look bad. Can't stand watching them. I don't agree. I think that for the most part they're enjoyable to watch this year anyway, specifically. Maybe not so much last year. But this year they've been quite enjoyable to watch. This game, however, there is no running away from the fact that there is firstly a controversial try called for the Dogs that gave him 6 points. I believe it was a no try. I believe it was a double movement. And it was good to have the clarity of the other try to Matt Burton because that was a try and that was, a similar thing where a player fell off, but the player fell off whilst the ball was still up off the ground. The other one was the player was still on him when the ball was touching the ground and then he fell off him and he was allowed to get back up. Made no sense. So, there was controversial nature there. Anyway, the point of the matter is this was a great game, but both teams really need to have a look at themselves. Jacob says, Bulldogs probably don't win if Mark didn't drop the ball a billion times. This is what I'm saying, Jacob. 18 knock-ons from the Roosters. 18 knock-ons from the Roosters. This is what I'm saying. The Dogs, I'm okay. I'm not saying they don't deserve to win. The Roosters didn't deserve to win. But I don't think the Dogs didn't deserve to win. But it's like, do I think that the Dogs were exceptional today in their comeback? I think that the comeback against the Raiders was much better. I think the comeback against the Raiders was spectacular and they did everything right. I think in this game, the opposition team gave them every opportunity possibly known to humankind to get them the win here. So, very different game between this comeback and last week's comeback. But who do the Dogs play next week? Before we jump off here, because I've got to go have some dinner. I'm very hungry. So next week, the Dogs will play the Dolphins. That'll be an interesting game. It's at a core stadium in Sydney. Not really a test, though, to be fair. Again, the Dogs don't play the Storm until, like, in the 20s, like round 23, 24 kind of deal. And then the Dogs will have a bye after that. So with the Origin period coming up. So anyway, it's going to be super interesting. It's going to be super interesting to see what happens here, guys. But anyway, I will see you tomorrow for 3 games, which is... What is tomorrow's games? So tomorrow we have the Dolphins Warriors, we have the Cowboys Manly, and also Shark Storm is going to be belter, that Shark Storm. That Shark Storm is going to be an absolute belter. Dolphins Warriors will be interesting, but Shark Storm is going to be a belter of a game. Cowboys Manly could be interesting as well. But alright guys, I appreciate you. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here. Don't forget to go comment on my recent BKRtravel video. Let me know your thoughts about the travel content. Obviously I'm very new and fresh in the travel game, so I'd really appreciate if you could tell me the good things about it, the bad things about it. I'd love to improve and create more content. So pin a comment in the chat for BKRtravel. It's my latest video from Holi Festival in India, and I hope you enjoy it. But alright guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.